Yo, Nothing's Normal podcast. It's your host, Spit Inks, back at you with another episode. Wow, man, it's been a while. I don't think we uploaded nothing in about a month. We was getting ready for the live show we just did. Shout out to us. We just completed Nothing's Normal, did his first live show. Shout out to Desi Johnson, Yonkers Brewery, Polymath for hosting us. That was a movie. That was a nice situation. I enjoyed that. So that's why y'all haven't seen me. Oh, by the way, just to clear this up, y'all obviously know I coach boxing. So one of the kids, I was doing drills with him, and the Velcro from his glove scratched me on the eye. Everybody keep asking me, what happened to your eye? Ain't you a boxer?
Little man got you?
Little man got me. He got me. They dehumanize you. They like, yo, damn, you ain't supposed to. I said, bro, it's Velcro. So excuse the eye. They like to zoom in.
Part of the game, bro.
Absolutely. Grind, build, achieve on the sweatsuit. The Fat Eight says he's still going strong with the sweatsuits. Shout out to us. Shout out to us. It's been a good 2025. But enough about us. Let's get more to our guests, man. Who I got sent to the left today, man?
Yo, what's goody, man? Chef Fresh. Fresh Taste Bakery in the building. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know how we keep it fresh in New York City, man. In the 914 hometown. I'm here, man. Westchester County, man. The finest, man. Click City, stand up. Peekskill, we here.
So Click City, I always saw that coming up. I know I follow a lot of Click City. So that's a Peekskill. That's
definitely a Peekskill.
Okay,
thing.
Shout out to Click City, man. I've been seeing that for years. Click this, click that.
Click City, that's what they call us, man.
Now, over here at Nothing's Normal, Fresh, I could call you, right? Chef
Absolutely.
Fresh or Fresh? We gonna keep it. How we come? Chef Fresh or Fresh?
Either one, I get both, man.
I like Chef
happens.
Fresh. I know a lot of freshes too, man. We got to get into the origin of the
Chef. Some people call me Fresh. Some people call me both. You can just call me Chef if you want.
I'm a call. I like Chef, man. Shout out to Chef Alameen too. He's the only person that I address as Chef outside of my man Chef Fresh now. So,
respectfully,
yeah. Shout out to Chef. Over here at Nothing's Normal, we got this small policy where we don't like to start our stories on page 50. We like to start in the beginning of the story to give our viewers a better idea of our guesses who, what, when, how, which leads up to your why now. So with that being said, Chef Fresh, you kind of already told us, but where you from, man?
Man, I'm from Peekskill, New York.
Ooh.
722 John Street, man, South Side, man.
Ooh.
Right up the block from Bowman Towers.
That's Westchester still, too. Y'all just made the Westchester borderline.
Oh, yeah, we the ones making all the noise up top, man. We got Mount Vernon, Yonkers, and New Row at the bottom, but when it come to that Valhalla, man, when it come to them 15-man cell blocks, we got a couple mans in there. We part of that 15, not to brag about that, but just we talking about it, and we representing. Like,
it's a lot of heart up there, man. You think you just gonna go up there and make a couple dollars, man? Peekskill's not. Peekskill. Shout out to Peekskill, the good brothers I know up there, man. We gonna give y'all shout outs a little later on, man. I know a few of y'all. So over there in Peekskill, we like to get into the household. How was the household looking like for you over there?
Well, for me, man, I came up with a single mother young, man. My mom's was a childhood mother, bro. Like, my mom's had me at 16.
Okay.
I'm born in April. My birthday in like a couple days, man. So shout out to Aries and all of that. Every season we had.
Yeah.
But my mother, her birthday's in December. She is sad, so she had me, but still had this. She had me at 16, but turned 17 before I turned 1.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? So like, I grew up with my mother and her friends, not for nothing. Like, like you got to think, if they were 17 by the time I was 5, I was with a bunch of 22-year-olds.
Yeah, that's a fact. They still figuring it out.
Exactly. Like, you feel those are my babysitters. I grew up drinking sugar water, all of that stuff. I done seen it all, bro. Like, having real dudes as babysitters. You feel me? Like, for that ever, like gangsters babysitters.
Hey, yo, bro, I got a shot even shake your hand.
Yo, love.
I came up, not 16. I think my mom's was 21. But I feel like moms is different nowadays than they was back then. I feel like a young mother back then would be equivalent to like a middle-aged mother now. Like, moms was just different, I feel like, in that era. What was your experience like? Did you notice?
I was blessed. I had a grandmother. I had my nana, man. That was the queen. That was Big Mama's house, you feel me? That's who set the tone. That's who really stepped up, you feel me? So she rocked out, spoiled me, and I was the first grandchild.
So you was the heir.
I'm my mom's only child. So
you was Simba then. You was
my mother's psycho over me, bro. Like, you know how people be like, yo, mama's boy. My mother is a man's mother, man. She don't even play that. Like, she's very territorial, So, but originally, just growing up with her, like, I had a few, male figures that came around. I grew up real old school. Everybody in the house, couple cousins, aunts, all in 1 3-bedroom, growing up like
households right there.
Things like that. Like I had a childhood, not for nothing. Christmases, Game Boys, all that. Like
me too. Ooh,
you feel me? Red
Pokemon?
Wagons. That came later.
Okay, you're a little couple years older. If you don't mind me asking, man, what you from the 80s? 80s baby?
87 baby, okay, man. Blessed to not be a crack baby, man.
Yeah.
87, man. A lot going on back there.
So, okay, was that something, like I said, I spoke about this on the live show. I interviewed over 50 people, and at least 40 of them, had the absent male in the household. Was that something that you noticed coming up? Or maybe even in hindsight when you got older, like, yo, damn, I needed that.
Well, I had my uncle too, you feel me? Like shout out to my mother's only sibling, her older brother, that was my uncle, and I looked just like him. So he used to run me around bagging chicks with me actually, like who he looked like and all of that. Yeah. So I used to rock with him. I had a couple godfathers and stuff like that. But my pops, he was in and out. Like my pops is a Honduran, man. I'm first generation American from Honduras. Okay. Like I'm the first one born here. Yeah. My grandmother came over here with a dead woman's passport pre 9/11. My pops and my aunt came over here with the coyotes crossing the border. Understand? And like we real got it from now, like Honduran.
You got a story.
Absolutely. So like I'm first generation out here. My mom's and them is from Key West, Florida. My real family, they from they Southern people.
Hey, what's your background? Just you straight?
My mom's is black. Yeah, black and Honduran.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like I was gonna say, he grew up. Once he came to America, he kind of staged himself in Mount Vernon in the Bronx area. I got a sister in Mount Vernon. Shout out to Charlene and stuff like that. But he used to came out there in Peekskill, and me and my sister, we actually like 8 months apart. Like we damn near
with the Irish twins.
Irish twins for a second. Like
shout out to my Irish man right there behind the camera. He's Irish, fully Irish.
Shout outs to him too. But so my pops was in and out. Like I knew who he was. I always never questioned that. But like I actually went to go live with him when I was 10 years old. I actually went to go live in the Bronx, like 1987. Right after Big got killed. Every car that was out there was bumping, "I'll be missing you."
Talk about that transition from Peekskill where
that was a transition.
Yeah, going to the Bronx. Like how
I learned, man, they exposed me to everything. I learned about bean shooters and free lunch and jumping, all the ratchet stuff. I ain't going for rooftop to rooftop manhunts.
You feel like you needed that now that you
Definitely. I brought a lot of that back up top. I ain't going front.
Absolutely.
Then I lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
I lived a lot. Like I ain't going front. Like I should go back into that young single mother. My mom's had a bumps where she was like, "Yo, I do need help with this."
Absolutely.
And like I'm grateful to have grown up in that everywhere. Like Will Smith moving with your auntie, uncle, and Bel Air. Like it ain't like that no more.
My
like
grandpa's friend. I'm
it ain't like that no more. People ain't taking kids over like that like they used to, bro. Like I went to go live with my aunt and them in North Carolina. In 6th grade, I went to 3 schools. In 6th grade, I started off in New York and 2 in North Carolina.
Did you ever feel like I said, coming up at a place, having to relocate, you almost gotta not recreate yourself, but now you gotta meet a new friend group, and that could get tough on a young child. Did you feel out of place at any time, or did you always feel like, you know what, I'm gonna learn the adaptability from living a lifestyle like that?
It was always adaptability.
That's important.
I never seen it as a struggle, like I don't got no friends or. Like, honestly, it was a lot of transition. Like, that North Carolina spat, that was a year. Then back to Peekskill. The Bronx was a year, back to Peekskill. Then after that, I was back out there for 2 years, and I moved to Poconos. I went to high school out there for 9th and 10th grade.
Shit.
Made a movie out there. I'm still, my name still ring bells in the Poconos to this day, man. And I left there in 2003.
So you can't go to Kalahari and do all that
I absolutely could.
Okay.
They dying for the desserts out there. My Pocono people know what's going on.
Talk about it.
About to have our 20th anniversary for high school.
Yeah. So we kind of jumped all around. Did you finish? Was you able to finish school?
Actually, nah. I actually got my GED in jail, but I got it like the year right after.
Yeah.
Like I was class of 05, I got it that next March. I ain't prolonging.
Yeah.
Nah, because I did a bid right after that. Like, when people go to college, I went to Valhalla after that. Like that next year, I was doing the 8-month bid.
When you were in school, could you remember what was, the first thing, if you could remember what you wanted to be coming up?
Honestly, I used to love cars as a young kid. You feel me? Like I swear I'd have been a mechanic. My pops was a mechanic.
Yeah.
When the times I was with him, he used to bring me to his little job as a mechanic spot over. He actually worked at this shop on Fordham Road right there by Salsa Con Fuego and BBQs.
Okay, yeah, that's right off the
digging. Right up the hill on Fordham, that little big auto body shop. He used to work there. And I used to go chill with him and stuff like that at that time. So that was like my fascination for a little bit, but I never really got into it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to talk about school, when I was in high school, what really got my attention, by the time I was 16, I already was in the street selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, by the time I was a senior, which is about 2 years later, I was already seasoned. Like I already was knowing what's going on. I had my own work, doing whatever I was doing. But I still would try to give school a chance.
Right.
Like if the school year was brand new, I'm like, let me try at least. But once you behind it, I ain't catching up. It just got too crazy.
Get some money.
Right, you feel me? But I did try, and you know when they give you them new classes and switch your schedule up, one of my new classes was actually economics.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, all right, let me see what this economics class is hitting for. Let me see what's going on in here. And I'm hearing the teacher give the definition of the word product and how he's defining it. So I'm like, product.
What's the definition, if you don't mind me? I don't.
Product is just a material or something that actually is sold or for a consumer or just for profits.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So he's defining that. And then I'm like, hold up, it sound like me being a 18-year-old drug dealer, 17-year-old drug dealer, it sound like he talk about work. So I'm like, hold up, teacher got my attention a little bit. Then he's giving the definition of what a consumer is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, consumer.
Fiends.
But I'm hearing fiend in my head. In my head, even though he said consumer, I'm here, he's talking about fiends.
Talking about Brenda.
So, right. So now I'm like, nah, you got my attention. You talking about work and fees in here? So now I'm listening about oversaturation, oversaturation tactics, incline, decline. Oversaturation just means we put more work out for a cheaper price than what the competition doing, so we flooding the block. That's really all that I mean. Oversaturation.
It's just well, you can oversaturate anything.
We giving 2-for-1s.
For sure.
You feel me? And if they
you wasn't playing fair.
And if they can't keep up, that's why I was. I mean, it turned, it got a little crazy at times.
That's what I want to ask. At that age of 18, you hear all of the stories of all the guys who started young. Like, who did you find or reach any resistance trying to do that at that age? You know, it's already people out there that been doing that. You talking about 2-for-1s, 18. Hold on, little fresh, man. What you doing? Of course,
man. Coming in growing up in Peekskill, man. At that time, early 2000s, you had people from Bowman, Uptown, Dunbar Heights, like South Side. So it got a little crazy, man, as far as competition, because the whole hood was hustling, not for nothing.
Well, even beyond just competition, as far as, you know, that's how wars start. You know, that's the root to all. That's what they say. The root to. They say money, I say pussy, but to me, it's money.
I ain't gonna lie, I be telling like me and my man, I like this shot. I came out in that LeBron draft, man, with LeBron Wade and Melo, 03.
03,
Summer 03.
Himself. He was St.
Summer 03.
Yeah.
That's when I came into the game, you feel me?
Yeah.
And that's when I got right. But you gotta understand, just like the league, there was people out there before you last season.
Tracy McGrady and them out there.
They been out there, and now you the rookie. And me and my mans at the time, and not to glorify, but we just felt like we had to catch up because we was the new jacks, so we was going so hard, we didn't realize we was lapping people.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
I love to get into this part of the story because it's not necessarily glorification, but if somebody just follow you on the Instagram right now and see your work, like you not to make no comparisons, but your shit look like, I was big on the Food Network, Bobby Flay, I'm watching all that shit, Paula, all of them people from Guy's Big Bite, all John Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives, your shit up there with they shit.
Oh, nah, Food Network been calling me since 2017, but that's another conversation.
So I think it's important because there's other people who look like you that went through way less that might feel like, damn, I gotta go to some big giant university to get like this, and not know, like, nah, his circumstances was that times 10, and he's still shit. Yeah, he's professional. His craft is elite.
Now that's because I mastered that. Like, this should take it back to the high school economics class. Like, I really was taking that information and bringing it to the block.
Yeah,
like, these are strategies, and actually utilizing it. Like, if I could get like 5 20s off a gram, I started getting 3.
I see. I was the weed guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. So when you start talking about
.2s,
yeah, okay,
that's 10 points in a gram.
That's my
so
yeah.
They used to do 2 points for 20 typically, and then you get 5. It's 100. But I used to just do .3s and give me 20 off each .3. I take 60, and then every 3 is an extra point. So now I got another 20 off every 3 grams. You know what I'm saying? And all I was doing was doubling up.
You was wild.
And change.
Yeah.
As long as I doubled and changed, I was good with that. Because now it's called getting your money in value. You can get your money per unit, and when you get the people with the little product with the high price, and now they hoping to each sale make profit, that's per unit. I'd rather make money off the traffic, off the flow.
You was talking like
it's
this,
called
18
value.
years old, you was already on it like that?
It's called making money in value.
Okay, say that. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Kids, stay in school. The way he's telling you, apply it to something. constructive rather than destructive. We just going down memory lane, man. Let y'all know what roads not to go down in.
Absolutely. All the kids all the schools that I be into, motivational speaking, they know what it is. I keep it real with them too, because they need it real, bro. Somebody that's relatable.
Need it real. They don't need nobody just getting on the camera. I see it so much, motivational this and that, and it's like, wait, who are you? Before we start listening for you telling us what to do, I need to know, like, are you qualified to speak on what's going on some of the traumas these youngins is going through? You got a lot of unqualified telling kids what they need to be doing in areas they ain't never lived.
Yo, bro, I'm super more than qualified. I actually did 3 bids in between all of that education. Like, in high school, I was on misdemeanor probation, 3 years. I survived about 6 months of that and caught the most cases of my life. I had 3 open cases on misdemeanor probation. I'm like, I might as well go do the bid. And that's how I got my first bullet. 8 months is a bullet, by the way.
Yeah, I don't even know if they giving bullets out no more. I don't even know
I believe they still should. Non-violence?
Yeah.
You should be.
I ain't heard about nobody getting a bullet in over a decade.
I wouldn't know. I ain't been incarcerated about 13 years, so I'm out the system out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it. As far as, you know, the events that all of them cases, it's hard to just pinpoint one. But what was that defining moment for you when you did start getting into trouble with law enforcement?
Probably just the initial
drug-related charges.
Always drugs.
Okay.
Always drugs. So I was a hustler. I was a businessman. I was always about my paper. Now I did go to prison for, and this was a lesson that I learned, man. At about 21 years old, man. Stick to the script. Stick to the script and stay in your lane, man. Don't be nobody that you not. That's real source right there.
That's important.
Stay in your lane and stick to the script. Whatever you've been doing, keep doing it for the most part. You feel me? Because me, I got jammed up because I tried to be somebody I wasn't. And I'm not a stick-up kid. I've never been a stick-up kid. But I allowed my man who I was running with at the time to convince me to go do something like that. And at that time, me just thinking like, I was being greedy, honestly.
Yeah.
I had took a loss. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to figure it out 2 days earlier. And like in 3 days, I was back on my feet. About 3 bands up in 3 days.
By taking shit?
Off my name. That's my name and credibility because I took a loss. I took a loss and everybody was like, yo, damn, you in motion. Matter of fact, we gonna keep you flowing.
That's important.
Just because of who I was at the time, you feel me?
That's a good name right there. A lot of people can't do that. Oh, you fucked up. You gonna stay there. Relationships. That's when it's back to, even in the streets, relationships is important.
Absolutely. Transferable skills too.
Do you feel like what you learned in the streets and in jail, you apply to your everyday life outside of the streets and jail?
Absolutely. I am the poster boy for transferable skills. If you can run a drug business, you can run a business. If you can be a gang leader, you can run a staffing agency or a Fortune 500 if you got that level of influence over people, or if you can manage any type of operation. Honestly, I think it's easier to run a legal business because you ain't got to duck the police or the stick-up kids, man. And you can actually promote publicly. Drug dealers is making money off, so they can't even market publicly.
You can't say nothing. If they on the gram, not for sale, £, y'all got to be real strategic.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
How you get that?
I be seeing it on Facebook. Who got weed? Like somebody about to really say it. Like who got coke? Like it's crazy.
Facebook Marketplace might got weed now, man. This shit's wacky now. They got Facebook Marketplace. They got Telegram, Telegram, all kind of shit.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I want to say, like I said, transitioning from that to the state bid, like I said, I ain't telling my mans. That was just an awakening because I ended up getting locked up dolo for that situation. He kind of lined me up in a way.
Your man.
Yeah, we agreed to something. He didn't fulfill his part of the situation.
Of course.
You feel me? Which is just a big learning experience. Like I said, and honestly, like when it comes to the higher power, like I felt like I was being greedy and I got punished for that because I felt like God gave me everything I needed, you know what I'm saying, to keep moving and not have to do that.
That's a good way.
I feel like God put everything in my path so I did not have to do that. Like I told you, I took a loss Tuesday. Friday night, we planned to do that, but by Friday night, I was ready up back 3 bands.
Damn. It's like, what am I doing?
Being greedy so my man could get up, so he could be on his feet, and then I could have extra. Yeah. And I ended up giving him my whole everything. He switched places, took my phone, my work, and I'm in a can.
That was never got locked up?
He ended up getting caught, catch his son later, but that was just a simple situation.
Nothing related to that. That was just probably, God, the universe. You gotta let the universe work.
And I think that was that happened to me for a reason because that was when I got locked up 10 months later. There was a whole federal investigation in my hood, and everybody that was out there that was like, if this was a class, if drug dealing was a class, all my peers was in that sweep by like November.
So
this case kind of kept me out the way on the low.
Yeah, take this, because they about to get this.
Exactly.
That's God warning you too. Sometimes, especially ones who he know he could utilize, you know, in good ways, or people who got that, not to say he give iron God, man, but you know what I mean, like shit like that, like here, spank you a little bit, like hold on, and then realign you to your actual purpose. Was that the bid that was like, that was your wake up call? Like after that, it was like, I'm hanging it up, man. Let me go find me an apron, a hat, and get to cooking, man.
I didn't even know about cooking. I ain't know about no apron and a hat. And I'll be honest with you, bro, like I said, man, after the first bit, I was locked up 87 days later, out on bail, went back, did my next bullet, 8 months, came home, I'm out for 6 months. I'm thinking I'm smart by switching it up, like, yo, we ain't selling crack no more. We gonna sell weed and get jobs.
Yeah.
That was the plan. I went and got a Stop and Shop job. That was my first job. Why I'm selling weed out of Stop and Shop?
Listen.
At work.
Damn. Would you work in the kitchen in the Stop and Shop?
I was working in the dairy clerk. I was in the milk section, putting up the yogurts and the butter and all that in the corner. So if somebody come through, I'm just being real with you. I gotta be transparent about my story. You feel me? Like if somebody come through, I'm like, yeah, I got it. What's up? And I'm making a good $150. And I may walk them to the parking lot because it's mad cameras. You feel me?
Oh, you was. God, you ain't care.
Nah, so about like I'm working maybe from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then the hood wake up around 1 p.m. anyway. So now I done put my little legal money in. And I'm wearing my little Go Stop and Shop shirt through the hood. So probably everybody see I work.
This is work money.
I'm working.
This big ass chain
I'm
right
wearing
there.
the Go Stop and Shop apron through the hood, everything.
I'm a supervisor.
That's a fact. You feel me? But
yeah,
I was doing that, and then I learned even in that case, you can't serve two masters, man. Like, you really can't serve two masters, and that's why I never would sell drugs while I'm on this baking journey, because, like, I learned in that firsthand. Once I lost that job, I never tried to get another job. I just went back into the streets.
So you already knew measurements and all that shit way before pastries and all that.
Yo, bro, I was already a culinary chemist, so early in my, like, I say about 17 years old, I mastered the art of cooking cocaine. Like, I jumped into the crack game head first, selling it, like, and then I saw
you the nigga, you know what I mean?
I was Uncle Jemima with my braids wrapped.
Say that.
Even made the recipes for cooking flapjacks.
Did no complaints? Was your shoe 5-star?
5-star, bro. And I'm cooking with no ice. Like, I really was a chemist. I'm bringing back extra work. Like,
killing season.
I had that. Yo, I'm like 17, 18. I got dudes in their 30s calling me to cook big pots for them. I used to go out of state cooking pots. But every 10, I want 2. I don't care what it is. I was a savage at that time, man. But I learned how to use my powers for good. You understand? Like, like when I do my little interviews and stuff like that, I have writers talk about my story, and they call this a misguided entrepreneurial spirit, because there was always a business aspect in what I was doing. I just need illegal merchandise.
Right.
And that's what I was looking for. So let's get to that part where I went to go do that bid. And I was facing 5 at first for that attempted robbery. Like, and we ain't even do nothing, bro. Like, I went in the spot, we ain't touched nobody, ain't taking nothing, in and out. And I had to do 3 years for that. Ain't touched nobody, ain't in and out.
I mean, you trespassing, man.
I mean, you live and you learn. I'm not justifying. I'm just letting you know
what the situation was.
I ain't touched nobody and I ain't taking nothing.
3 years for that? I know.
I was a cop out. I was facing 5. I played out to 3.
So what is that? What is that feeling? Was that something that you ever just came to terms with, or that's something you was kicking yourself in the ass the whole bit, or did you finally get to that point where you're like, you know what, it is what it is? 3 years for nothing, damn near.
I mean,
that's a hard mental pill to swallow.
I had to take it for what it was, because that was the lifestyle I was living at the time. You feel me? Like, my man had an obligation. Like, at the end of the day, and I was just gonna do my part. Like his door didn't get kicked in days later, nothing like that. And that was the ever it was, you feel me? So I just kept it tall, did my time, and came home and did what I had to do now. In the midst of that, right, like my first 2 bids, I always was a bailout king. Like, I'm bailing out.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? And when I bail out, I bail out knowing I got to do a bid. So now I'm just hustling a mile a minute, like not getting no sleep, because I'm like, I go to sleep in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I used to always,
mindset?
That's the mindset. I go sleep in jail. I got to do time anyway. So let me just grind out till I can't no more. And make sure, because even as a young, I knew I didn't want to come home asking nobody for nothing. I came home to my own safe of bands.
You came up different too. Like, you came up way different. So I think,
I came home, and when I come home, I'm going right to my, whether it's in my mother's crib, wherever I got to stash that, because I still was young at the time. Going right to my safe, taking my own bread out, going to get my own outfit, going to get my own fresh cut, and back out, whatever I had to do. All of that, bro. I used to have long hair, washing sets.
Nietzsche was lit back then. Nautica, the first time you probably was hip. Nautica, the first wave of Nautica.
Pepe, all of that stuff, you feel me?
Yeah, the little joints with the straps on it and all
everything.
Yeah.
But the difference between the state bid was, I knew I ain't had no bill. I had $250,000 bail. I had to sit that when I sat down, they sat me down.
Yeah.
So I knew I wasn't coming home to no, and this is 3 years. I knew I wasn't coming home to no bread. I knew I was coming home to start from scratch. And I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do? Now, mind you, I done came home from 2 bids going right back to Peekskill. I told you I was back in 87 days for one, 6 months for the other. Because I couldn't escape the whole fresh to hustler.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't allow me.
The streets
wouldn't let me, bro. I would come home, everybody know what it feel like coming home, you trying to do the right thing. You might have kids, you might have a baby mother. They on you about paying for certain things. You may not properly have career development skills to actually have a resume, follow up on a job application. Things I had to learn later on in life, you feel me? But how to actually, because, yo, bro, we used to fill out.
Drug in itself.
As an addiction itself. Drug Dealers Anonymous is a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like you try to run around with the little $10 in your pocket, try to stay square, but in the midst of being outside, you turning down so much money. Oh, yo, Fresh, where you at? Yo, got 100. Nah, I'm good. Yo, Fresh, I got 50. Nah, I'm good. Yo, got 80. Nah, I'm good.
10. Yeah.
Any of that stuff, and it's just like, yo, I only got this real 10 in my pocket, and the pressure is on. After a while, and from my experience, I ain't gonna blame nobody else, but I'll go fill out the applications, bring them to the mall, bring them to wherever I gotta bring them to. But if nobody called me back or called the house phone, I'm thinking ain't nothing happening. But like I said, nobody told me how to follow up on the job application even. But hey, what's going on? I'm thinking I don't hear nothing, it's over. But that was the younger me, you know what I'm saying?
And like I said, that's when I just feel like I said, it's something that you might have not noticed, but you know what it is. Now that I am a father, I understand more the duties of what a father really do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Especially women. They makeup is a lot of, majority emotion. Not saying a woman can't be a man. It's just impossible. So I feel like it's a man's job to mold his son and guide him and show him the exits and checkpoints. So you never really had that. I didn't have that neither. So you trial and error. You falling in this ditch. Oh, there's a ditch right here. You just out there doing it. So
facts.
You ain't nothing you could have really did about that. Wow. Before we move forward off of your imprisonment, what was something, because I'm one of them people, like, I like to make things make sense for me, not necessarily be understood by anybody else. What's something that you feel like you learned in jail that you had to go to jail to learn, that you apply to your everyday life? If you wasn't in jail, you might have not ever learned this necessary skill or mind frame or whatever it is. What's something you learned in jail that you feel like you only could have learned in there?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I learned something different each one of my bids, but my last bid, my last bid was a big one. I ain't gonna lie, I felt like I definitely learned that sticking to the script one, man.
Yeah.
I learned about sticking to the script, stay in your lane, don't be something you not. That's a big thing, man. Like, and I also learned about female intuition.
Female intuition?
Female intuition.
Through the letters and all that? Because there was no J-Pay when you was in there, right?
Not just a regular phone.
Yeah.
But female intuition is real because, like, at the time, a female that I was around prior to me even catching that case used to tell me, like, and I was rolling with her super tight, and she used to be like, I don't really like your friend. And I'm like, what you mean? You don't even know him. Right. And she was like, I ain't feeling him. Like, so when we rolling together, I'll drop you off to him and then let me know when you ready. She would never chill with him.
Oh, a lot of.
But I'm like,
strong.
But I'm like, yo, how you don't even know me and my son get all this bread together to be rocking this really my man's like. And she saying that I did, and it's the same dude that I got jammed up with. You feel me? So who you think I hollered at when it went down? Huh? So she like, yo, I'm tight at you. Like, I've told you about this dude, and it just is like, yo, when you really in the mix with certain dudes, I feel like men, when we getting bread, we got some relationships, sometimes we underestimate our women and feel like, yo, she don't know what she talking about.
Yeah.
She don't know what's going on. She don't know the relationship. But how many dudes, when they girl blow your big, just stay in the house and they be like, I'm gonna go out one more time, one more cell, last cell, get killed or locked up, bro.
I went through that when I got shot. When I got shot in California. And my son's mom, she said it, like, I had a feeling, like, don't go out there. But I just hit or miss with that, because sometimes your lady might not know, especially if you got a man who was around before her, you might not know the extent of our relationship. You might not know the times I might have did something, the times he might have did something. So it's something you're not gonna really understand. So you see how we carry it. That's why I really keep females outside of my friendships. But there's certain ones that got that eye, but a lot of times, naturally, anybody that take they men away from them, they resent.
I get what you're saying. There's levels to it. Like, we ain't talking about the overly.
So I went through that too, though, where it's like, yeah, they know. Like, nah, just don't do that. And us being hard-headed, feeling like, man, I'm out here. I know what I'm doing.
I did my homework, bro. Like they say, like in the old school mob movies. I mean, not mob movies, the mob meetings, mafia meetings. They used to have a female in the room. That's the head. Listen to some of the plans because certain times women can think things like, "Yo, y'all left this opening. I ain't think about this." Now, like that's what I'm talking about.
That see, culture. Now we talking about culture. I study a lot of the Italian culture, and as far as mafia, the way they carry themselves, and a lot of their mannerisms, how they do structure, and those women, they different. They different. A lot of them.
It's like the Spanish women, my Honduran women, they don't play either.
Yeah, it's black women. I love my sisters. It get a little rebellious. But those, not saying that all Italians and Honduran, we're not saying all, we just saying, but that structure, I can agree with that.
So like, not from that, I'm just a big believer in that, like, the females got superpowers, bro.
So now that once again, they got powers we don't got. They
bro, I done been in the room smoking weed with a chick, loud music playing, and they can hear their baby crying in the next room, bro. Like with loud music, distracted, and they run like there's just a second thing with them.
Women is different. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I learn how to actually embrace that when I get the feedback, and with discernment, you know when it's nagging and when it's not. Sometimes
I like that word.
That's a fact. Sometimes it's a gift, discernment.
Yeah.
Sometimes even with the nagging, sometimes that save your life, man.
Because it's only nagging. Nagging to me is just the approach of the situation. Like we communicating, that's not necessarily nagging. Nagging to me is like the projection of the situation. Like to me, that's what nagging is. But you, listen, babe, I keep saying it, but I'm not feeling this move right here. That's not necessarily. That's concern. You know what I'm saying? That's how I take that tone.
Well, in my case, your men's. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay. Let's fast forward now. I did want to ask you, we all know Whit being in jail, man. What's the jail and cooking, and it's some magicians in there in that kit. It's not even the kitchen. You cooking on a table with a microwave. Did that inspire your profession now?
Absolutely not.
He said that with an exclamation point.
Absolutely not.
He couldn't wait for me to wrap that up. He answered that before I put the sentence. The period,
This culinary craft.
I'm not the chef up north.
Nah, this culinary craft expertise did not come from the Department of Corrections. They do not create brothers like myself. It did teach me how to do painting and decorating, how to hang sheetrock, paint metal, paint wood, wallpaper. I thought I was gonna be a construction man.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I really studied the game. I studied old drug dealers. I studied law. I studied probable cause. I studied search and seizure. Like I really devoted my life to street and drug dealing, like, you feel me? So like even after a third bid in my mind, because at that point that's all I really knew when I was bred like that for my early teens, I still in the back of my mind was gonna come hustle. Believe it or not.
After the third bid?
After the third bid, but I had a whole plan, bro. Because I had a plan. I ain't gonna lie. I had a plan. Like, we all have plans when we in jail.
You know that nigga that's on his 7th bid, his last, he there for 25, he had a plan too, man.
Nah, I had a plan, bro.
Everybody got a plan to that motherfucker, man.
Nah, but at the time, like weed was heavy. Like weed was still pricey. Like when I got locked up, ounces was still like $300. Yeah. This is 2009. I got locked up January 2009, the beginning. I didn't even see February. Like shit. I was locked up I didn't even get out of January 2009. So
I was at the milk bar, guys.
Back. So ounces was about 350, 300 at the time. So a good pound of haze in the Heights was, or any type of sour, anything like that was retailing 5,600, 54, 52 if you had it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's about 56 and up, 58. Yeah. So I met a dude in the beginning of my bid that had it for 4.
You met him in there?
Yeah. He was like, I got it for 4,000 a pound when it was still 56.
Spanish?
Yeah, from the Bronx. So it was like, yo, all right, I can make $1,600 every pound and do that. I'm like, let me flip 20 pounds a month. You know what I'm saying? Live off 5, stack 15.
You was already considering your clientele was just gonna be that 20 pounds a month.
Because, you know why? Because when I sold nickel and bags, I nickel it down when I was in high school, bro. I would have been damn if I was 24 years old selling 20s. I was a weight man. I was gonna be the dude. I learned in high school, bro. No lie, right?
My political connection.
I learned in high school, bro, that when it was, and a lot of people can relate to this, when people start selling weed in high school, usually a little competition. Some people's big brother might throw in a little pack and send them on to school. So if you lack it, you might not make it to lunchtime with time. They might have caught from somebody else.
Oh, for sure.
So I started going through that. I'm like, you know what? I got tired of that. I started selling ounces to all the dudes that started copping, that was selling weed. I don't want y'all nick money no more. I got this. Let me get $90, $100 off.
So you never minded just taking this, fucking everybody's shit up.
Yo, I'm here.
We got the 2 foot, whatever you had going on when you were selling crack. Now you want to give everybody ounces when a nigga got nicks. God damn.
Now y'all
niggas
killing
was
my
happy
time.
you was locked up, I know.
Yo, y'all killing my time out here.
Niggas was getting rich.
I might try to get an education. I'm messing the money up. You feel me? So
Yo.
if I was doing that early, bro, by the time I was 24 years old, I'd be damned if I went back to pieces. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna have a job. I'm gonna flip a couple pounds a month with a 9 to 5, and I'm gonna go on a 20-month run. And no lie, like a hood book, I was gonna move to Atlanta, open up a salon, bro.
Yo, listen, but at 24, I wasn't thinking like that at 24.
That's what I was thinking.
That's still...
Give me a 20-month run, I was gonna try to get, because I had 5 years category 1 parole. Yeah. I left 4 months up there. My violation is 12 to 15 months.
Yeah.
On the table, so you gotta finish the 4 months and then the violation. So you add the 4 to that's 16 to really 19 months of violation. Category 1. So off a banana peel slip up, dirty urine, any type of police contact, we ain't talking about no new charge, bro. My violation could have been 19 months. If somebody cops out to a brand new 2-year bid, that's a violent charge, like a 2 flat, that's a 20-month bid. So 19 months is just a month off. Why am I doing a 2 flat off a violation? I'd be damned if I'd have gave the department a parole that right there. A free bid? That's a free bid.
On me.
That is a free bid, a 2 flat? Like, and all praise to the Most High. I actually survived all 5 years of that category 1 parole. No violations, reported every 2 weeks, had an ankle bracelet for 20 months for no reason.
Like James St. Patrick.
Yo, bro, they put me through it. Like, I earned everything I got today, bro. I had to go through the storm the first 5 years. And then after that, God blessed me because I passed the test.
Did you ever feel like you was going to tap out? Like you was just
Absolutely. I had tears in my eyes. I was ready to violate me, send me back up north. They was trying to break me, bro. Parole was trying to put me in programs I didn't need to be in.
You were the Betty Cow era?
Oh, type. Who's that?
She was Valhalla. Everybody, I never been on parole. I never graduated
I was
to
in New York parole.
Okay.
I skipped Westchester. Purposely.
Okay.
No, I'm lying. When I first came home, I was on New Rochelle parole.
So you just been on every...
I was on New Road parole, Brooklyn parole, and I finished in the Bronx. I had 5 years. 1 year of New Road while I was living in Brooklyn. Then I moved to Brooklyn. Then I had Brooklyn parole, Hoyt and Skimmerhorn, while I lived in the Bronx, and I transferred to Bronx parole, and the Bronx is where the shit hit the fan. That's who put the ankle bracelet on me. They tried to crush me in the Bronx. But I ended up finishing my 3 years out there.
Shout out to you.
I had to like really prove myself, bro.
That say a lot.
Now I had to prove myself in the X, so I had to earn. I'm like, yo, I'm over here educating myself. I had the parole supervisor, yo, fuck culinary school. You need to go to this violence program.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
I got all drug charges. Fuck, you need a violence program for?
Yo, they was like, that was like, I ain't go for. He said F culinary school. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
I wonder if did you ever see him now?
Not him per se, but a lot of the other ones.
Send him a cake, man.
You know who was parole officer when I was in the Gene Dill, man? That's running around doing all the interviews. I actually wanted Gene.
Was he the cool one?
He was the cool one. Gene was official. You wanted Gene. You wanted to be on. Shout out to Gene Dill, man. You wanted to be on Gene Dill caseload, man.
I ain't know that.
Him and my man Antwoin, man. Antwoin looked like 2 Chainz. Imagine having 2 Chainz as your parole officer, bro.
Like, yo, damn, man. 2 Chainz. What up, baby?
Antwoin was official, man. Them two was like the best in Lincoln Ave, Bronx parole, man.
But you know what, too? They probably understand. They dealt with it. That's another thing, too. A lot of people in these positions of authority to manage us and, just, you call them criminals or whatever, just a certain type of background. They understand you need people with experience. You got to deal with us a little bit different. You got to communicate different looks, it's different mannerisms. Like it's just a lot of different things that they need to know. This is why situations like this, conversations like this is important for them to see these type of interactions and see, like I said, when we talk about pushing culture forward, it's only certain ways it's going to be done to get everybody. Somebody got to spend time with young, fresh. Young, fresh. Somebody got to do that. So shout out to Gene Dill, man. I don't know what he got going on now. He got all the data and all the information.
He's trying to get right off the YouTube.
I ain't mad at it.
Nah, that's a fact. But let me get into how I transition into this pastry arts, because like I said, Department of Corrections ain't do that, right? Nothing to do with that. So in the beginning of my 32-month bid, that was the last one that I did and went to prison. But I had to do the first 12 months of that in Valhalla. Now, I knew at first I was facing 5 years, so I tried to do anything possible to try to get a reduction, get in good with the judge, and I put myself into, we in Westchester County, so shout out to RSVP, Resolve to Stop the Violence program. You know what I'm saying? And I got in there just to try to get a reduction off my violent charge, like try to get a VFO with some type of leniency from the judge, like, you know, so that program really changed my life. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
how you feeling out the 8?
I feel great, man. I feel happy. I feel happy. I know all the off the focuses, denial, minimizing, blame,
Isaac,
collusion.
Isaac, Darryl.
Francis.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them brothers, man. Big Darryl, man. 807 Love. You know what it is. Quick City.
You know, he out there. I ain't gonna give you a location. He out there where Jaime Roth and them was at, man. Chilling. Reno somewhere.
Nah, that's a fact. Yeah. So while we was in that program, they used to bring a lot of outside agencies in there. Mike Serrano's Trucking School, the what's that? The Osborne Company, Score, and the Doe Fund came in there. But the difference between the Doe Fund, anybody that's ever been in Valhalla, when they got civilians coming in, they usually be in that fishbowl in the bubble through the glass, watching us like we animals in a zoo.
For sure.
But these Doe Fund brothers, they came in they opened up the door and let them in that pod. Pardon me. These dudes got jewelry on, they got chains on. They like, yo, they came in real confident, so they got our attention. They talking about one dude like, yo, I got 5 felonies, but now I own my own crib. I'm an exterminator. I got my house, my daughter. I got the dog. I'm running off for boyfriends and all of that stuff, but I got situated because of this program. So I'm like, yo, damn, that sounds like the program I need to be in. At the time, you go live there for a year. They help you with a job. They help you get an apartment. They stubble your bread that you stack while you working for them.
For sure.
And they do all the things that parole wants you to be. Clean urine, curfew, working. So for me, as somebody that, as you know, was jamming myself up 3 times in a row and not even lasting a year in the streets,
for sure.
I needed structure. I needed some type of balance and some type of guidance that I could lean on because I was falling. And with that structure, I felt like I could survive parole because I'm already doing what it takes to survive parole to be in this program.
So that's what that was. That was just his parole scheme.
It honestly was. Because I ain't gonna lie, be transparent with y'all. My whole thing was like, I get parole this year of consistency. Maybe they'll fall back off me and then I can sell my pounds.
I'm fresh again, nigga.
I'll be honest with you. I was going to sell my work 9 to 5,
He's back.
7 to 3, and sell my pounds on the low and then shut it down.
Yeah.
But that's not what God had in mind for me.
For sure.
That's not what God had in mind for me. So when I came from prison, I started the journey to go into the Doe Fund. When I came from prison, my mom's actually looked out for me. My mom's had our old crib and said, yo, you can have the old apartment. I moved in with my husband, your stepdad. I got back with him and we got a job for you with his friend cutting trees in Cortland. I'm like, nah, I got a plan. I don't want that. And I'm not staying out here.
Yeah.
My mom's like, what do you mean? Where you going? I'm going to the city. I'm going to this program. And that's what I'm gonna do.
My baby boy.
I didn't know. My mom wasn't jacking it at first. Like, what do you mean? It took for her like a friend of hers that was encouraging it. Like, yeah, now you gonna do it. Like, do your thing. But my mom was real skeptical and
she going off the history part. Damn, man.
But she did her part. Shout out to my mother. She definitely, when I came home, she tried to, like I said, give me stability in the job. She did her thing, but I already had it figured out. I'm like, nah, I'm going down here. My PO in New Road was like, yo, listen. One last person I gotta deal with. Go ahead, do your thing. And I purposely set myself. I didn't give an address. I thought I was going to go to Queensboro. They ended up sending me to the Valhalla campus, the shelter. Because if you don't give an address, they're gonna put you in the shelter.
One of my mans is in that shit right now. Shout out to my mans, man.
Yeah, my cousin used to run that joint, and I still came home. When I came home, we still was allowed to come home on a Friday.
Okay.
That's dub now. They did it down. Because you don't got to report till Monday. Yeah. So it was party time all week, and that's why they stopped it.
Yeah.
But when I came home, they was like, yo, since I never went to the shelter, my mom let me stay there. They was like, you can continue staying there. And then I went to the city, bro, and I went to try to get into this program that I heard of. I had to go leave my crib, go into the Bellevue shelter, because it's part of the homeless system, DHS. You got to have an HA number, which is like a homeless, I forgot what the A stands for, but it's a number that you get while you in the system. And you get that from an assessment shelter, either Wards Island, Bedford Atlantic, which is in Brooklyn, or Bellevue. Those are the only 3 places, kind of like down, so you get your state number, then it's mad at the little jails. The shelter system works the same way.
For sure.
You got reception shelters, and then you got 3/4 shelters, all the little old apartments that they converted. But you can't walk into them. You get placed into those.
I never been. You giving me the data.
I never been, but to that point, to start my journey off. You feel me?
Yeah, that's work.
Yo, bro, when I got into it, they was like, no, I'm gonna tell you the story. So I went to Bellevue, got my HA number. They sent me to Wards Island the next day. I got that bed, went through the whole process. But yo, when they was like, listen, if you don't make it on time, you could come back the next day and get your bed as long as you want time. I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
If I don't make it here tonight, I could come back in the bed tomorrow. I slept in Connecticut that night with my shorty at the time. I ain't gonna lie,
it was over.
I was there. I came back the next day and spent one night in there. Like,
I know you was.
And then the next day they had me go get food stamps. The next day they had me go run around. That was the craziest thing, going to Northern Boulevard. But that's another story. What changed everything was I was coming from Dykeman and my family up there on Broadway and 125th trying to take the bus to Wars Island. Of course, it was like no buses, like 4 straight, bro. And I'm sitting there waiting. I'm ready to fight the bus driver that finally pull up, bro. Because I'm running across the bus. I'm about to lose my bed for real because I got to be at that spot by a certain time. 40 minutes done slid by. I done missed curfew by the time I finally got there. All the beds is taken except for... All the beds is taken and there's 4 dudes left, and I'm one of the 4 that can't get a bed in Wars Island that night. And it's like, yo, we gotta send y'all to another shelter. They sent me, I'm like, 2 of y'all going, they said 2 of y'all going to the Bronx, 2 of y'all going to Harlem. My goal was to go to the Doe Fund in Harlem, so I'm like, as long as I go to Harlem, I'm good. They sent me to the Bronx.
Yeah, of course
Freeman Ave, Ho Ave, you feel me? Freeman Street. So now I'm over there, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm set up, but I'm still on my mission trying to get to the Doe Fund.
On a journey.
I go over there, they like, yo, you can't come here no more because you were supposed to come here from the shelter, the first shelter, and your number was supposed to come here. But the fact that you went to that 3/4 shelter, your number's now there, but that's your shelter for the year now.
So come on.
I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I left my house to come here. It's like you can't reapply for another year. You got to get another number. That's your shelter. I'm not even homeless. I came here just for the program.
I don't really need y'all for real. Stop playing.
And they was like, yo, there's nothing we could do. I'm sitting here like, yo, devastated, like, yo, damn, that was really the plan. Like, I'm thinking like,
I'm good.
Ain't no going back. I'm like, I gotta go back to Peekskill. I gotta go figure it out up there. I'm like, what I'm gonna do? So now I'm in the 3/4 shelter, and you know there's always a housing specialist, someone to help you get out the shelter. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the housing specialist like, yo, you know the Doe Fund do come here. And I'm like, the Harlem dudes, because they was adamant, they say, yo, we don't go to that shelter. I'm like, you don't? But the housing director was like, yo, nah, the Doe Fund come here. They come looking, because the Doe Fund would come around looking at homeless shelters because it's ready, willing, and able. And the whole, shout out to George McDonald, RIP to him, and I was the founder. And his whole reason for starting that was he felt that there were homeless men in the shelters that were able to work. They called it ready, willing, and able.
Absolutely.
That are just sitting around. He's like, yeah, we're going to help you get a training and put you in and get you a job and that you can be a functional person. Yeah. So that was the whole point of that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually was supposed to get into, like I said, the Harlem one, but it actually came down to me going to Brooklyn. I never knew the Brooklyn one existed. They was like, yo, we in Brooklyn.
When you first heard Brooklyn, was it like, oh my?
I never had nothing in Brooklyn before that, honestly. Like, I never had a shorty in Brooklyn, no family in Brooklyn, no connection in Brooklyn. But when I was up north, I was with all the Brooklyn boys. I ain't gonna lie, I was with the Brooklyn boys up south. I was with the Bed-Stuy, the East New Yorkers, the Flatbush. I was with the Brooklyn boys and the homies and the 914 cats and the New York car. But I say that to say, I ended up hold up real quick. I done lost my train of thought.
You were saying you went to Brooklyn to the shelter out there.
My bad. So when it came down to that, I had to sit down with my round table, bro. Hold on, let me make a clean transition real quick. So when I got to Brooklyn, I realized that I had to make a transition because I had nobody out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I had to sit down with my round table and be like, yo, what y'all think of this? And they was like, yo, take the chance, do what you gotta do. Because when I came home, they was like, yo, what's the plan? What you doing?
There's no sign of bacon at all.
No bacon whatsoever. Nothing.
Wasn't just trying to figure out.
Facts. Yeah. This is survival and pro. I wasn't baking anything. Didn't know I was gonna be no baker up to that point. So when I got in the Doe Fund, because I actually got into the Brooklyn one, I went there on a Friday. It was like, yo, right now we full, but people usually use their beds over the weekend. So Monday come in, we're gonna have a slot for you. And that's what happened. And at that point, there was 3 levels to it: criminal justice, the veterans, and then regular DHS, the regular homeless men. 400 men lived in this
regular.
I was on criminal justice because I was on parole. And I was fired though because we rented like up north still.
Okay.
Don't touch these lockers. Don't come in this room if you don't live
like
there.
Your first, did you already know people in there?
Nah, I knew nobody. I knew nobody.
Right.
But once again, you talking to someone that how many places I told you I lived, how many places I done been.
Read the room.
Easy. And
that's important.
I get in while fitting. You
threat assessment, all that. That's a skill. That's an elite level skill.
Not for one of the first brothers that actually spoke to me, and I'm actually still really cool with him. We actually just talked yesterday, and this is 13 years later. And he was like, yo, you the only one that actually listened to me at the time.
Right.
And when you win the Doe Fund, they make you sweep the streets, put on a blue uniform, have a bucket out there, and that's your job. We make
it's real humane, teach you humanity. You
$90 a week. I'm making $90 a week.
Okay.
But I'm getting 3 hots in the cot.
Yeah. And you don't have to do that, though.
I have to do that. That's part of the program.
No, but just in general, even in hindsight, you ain't have to go through none of that. You could have been cutting trees somewhere.
Absolutely.
You could have been Paul Bunyan or something.
But I knew I wouldn't have survived. I'd probably been the Fed.
Absolutely.
I'd have been the
like
Fed.
I said, once again, that's back to your foundation. It was a choice. It's different when you by force or by choice. When you by force, that's survival at that point. When you got a choice and you still do it, I just feel like you made it something a little different.
People, places, and things. I had the same son. I gave 3 examples of how I went to the same situation, expecting different results, and it just wasn't happening. So I had to. What Brooklyn did for me, man, what Bush Street Brooklyn did for me was allow me to become Fresh the Baker and not be consistently reminded of Fresh the Hustler, because there ain't no Fresh the Hustler out there.
But where does Fresh the Baker even come from?
I bet. So now after I got to do about 4 or 5 months of the street sweeping thing, and then after you do that, they actually let you pick a trade. And it could have been pest control, CDR, or anything. Now, after making $90 a week, I could have went to Hudson River Park and made $130 a week as a promotion, or I could have went to the kitchen and did culinary and fed the guys and doing random shit. At that point, I still had no skill. I was going to be the dishwasher, the onion prepper, the server, making bag lunches. I just said, you know what, I can eat for free, plus make money. So I felt like that was that was literally the only reason I went into the Doe Fund's kitchen, to eat for free and make that 130, because I would have made the 130 in Hudson River, but it would have been no food.
So your journey started at the Doe, what's it called?
The Doe Fund.
The Doe Fund kitchen. That was your first?
The Doe Fund, Ready, Willing, and Able, inside their kitchen, yo.
Did that kitchen have any sentimental value to you?
Absolutely, I was just in there 2 days ago. Got the mixer that I want to say that I got birthed at. That mixer is a big 60 quart. I treat it like Lucille, you heard? That's like Lucille, you feel me?
You know what Lucille is, man. Do your research.
That's like Lucille. I'll be like, I got a pedal when I see it, because that's the origin. That's the origin, man. That's my baby. Can nobody tell me nothing about that mixer, man?
That's my baby. You gonna holler them. They can't
absolutely,
get rid of that.
Absolutely.
That's a landmark.
It's definitely, you feel me? So what happened was, right, because at the time, bro, I was still rough around the edges, man. I barely spoke English, man. I still was speaking wild lingo. Being up north 3 years, I was speaking a whole nother language.
Baking the cake means something different up there.
Absolutely. Oh, I was speaking nothing but code. I remember a female had to tell me, like, yo, speak English. Like, what are you saying? like I was straight cold. Like, I want to speak so nobody understands me. All of that, bro. All of that. Yeah. Mad cold. So it just certain little things I had to polish up and brush up on. But when I was in the kitchen, bro, regular shit, I used to duck off work and get low and just bullshit, honestly. Sure. And the supervisor was like, yo, I gotta watch your ass, man. So one day the executive director of the kitchen, my man Gino Del Sandro, came through, and he comes in he's the director, so he may want to bake, he may want to cook, he do what he want to do, it's his spot. But we did have an executive chef that's to do that shit, I gotta watch your ass, you feel me? So when one day Gino said,
chef.
Back, the big Italian old school Rainbow Room in Manhattan. If anybody know Rainbow Room in Rockefeller Center, John Gotti ever, like, this is where he comes from. So he's like, yo, I need someone to bake with. And this dude, Tone from Brooklyn, that's the chef, he said, yo, I'm gonna have you bake with him. You go bake with Gino so I can watch you, B. Because the mixer's right in the front, so ain't nowhere to go. You right on front stage. And that day changed my life, Spanks. April 12th.
That's who put the apron in.
April 12th, 2012. That's the date. That's how special that day was. I was there. I could pretty much say I got my special powers, my gift. Because prior to that day, I was not on nothing about no baking, pastry up. That day, Gino told me how to make coffee cake from scratch with the streusel topping, chocolate chip banana bread from scratch, buttercream frosting from scratch.
I still never had none of this shit to this day.
Dinner rolls, fermented yeast, activating dough and shaping it for dinner rolls.
Oh, fresh. You wanted to bake bread.
I did all of that in one day. One day, all 4 of them things. And what caught my attention is, once again, keep in mind, we're baking for 400 men. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So
you wasn't just on bull. Y'all had a task. Okay. Yeah.
This is high value.
Y'all fucked that up, man.
Instead of teaspoons and cups, when I first learned how to bake, I learned doing ounces and pounds. Then I learned teaspoons and cups after. But I learned how to bake on pounds and ounces.
Okay.
So the typical recipe in the Doe Fund for that many people would have been like 13 pounds of flour, 15 pounds of sugar, 8 pounds of butter, 30 eggs, 10 ounces of baking powder. Would give me a good cake. Probably got almost a gallon of milk.
Just one cake?
Nah, sheet cakes, whole rack. Maybe like 7 sheets, 8 sheets.
This is all on day one?
Back.
It was like graduation day, first day in class.
This is what this is a seed being planted. It grew crazier. This is a seed being planted. Yeah, but what clicked for me was that you talking to the culinary chemist. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the dude that was cooking that work up, feel me? So like me being on these skizzies, on these scales and just seeing what I'm doing, the scales caught my attention. I'm seeing ounces and these pounds and the fact that we're measuring this flour and these ingredients and we're putting them through a process and mixing them and then applying heat and then getting a final product. Which was the same thing I was doing.
Boy, they getting chills.
Which is the same thing with cocaine, butter, sugar, flour. I could take raw material, get a chocolate chip cookie. That's the new final product. Now we slinging cookies. It's the same concept. And now, mind you, there's a couple of us in here. I could give all of us the same recipe. I can even pre-measure the ingredients or have y'all measure your own ingredients. We're gonna have different cookies, each one of us. That's just like Coke was. Everybody can have the same work, but everybody gonna have different cracks because everybody handle is different.
So it's
like a footprint.
Damn, how am I say it? It's safe to say your love for selling drugs was your love for baking was triggered by your passion for selling drugs.
Absolutely. That's part of my friends. And it saved my life because
it made it all make sense.
It made it all make sense because it was like, yo, typically when you come home, they be like, yo, you wasted your life in the streets, you wasted your life in jail. But in my one instance, God blessed me with like, nah, that all was experience, my son. That all was training that I'm gonna allow you to use now going forward. So all that wasn't a waste.
You never got no complaints. Was a waste. The fees love you and the so it make sense. You just are satisfied. You know what to do.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, and I have my own work. The fiend's gonna tell you, like, honestly, like, not to get back into that, but shout out to my cousin, though, because he had really put the pressure on me. He stopped letting me cop low amounts of work. He only made me cop 30 and up after a while. He wasn't playing. Let's be real transparent, man. Nothing's normal, man. 10 grams is the easy pick up for a lot of dudes. That's like a paycheck. Dudes in the hood flipping a little 10 and it's like a G-Pack. You play with that and do what you do.
10 is like the starter kit.
Right, but that's a comfy number for a lot of people.
Number.
You feel me?
I remember the first 10 hearing about it and it was 10 grams. Oh shit, boy, niggas was starting off 2 grams, 3 grams when they was kids. 10 is like, okay, whoa. Then 50, then 100. You get 100 grams, you ready.
But my cousin lended me at 30, said, yo, we ain't playing that little 30 or better or nothing, which allowed me to launch, because after 30 comes 70, and 70 you clearing 100.
So what's that like taking a loss? You ever took a loss in a baking round?
On a baking round?
Yeah.
Of course.
Obviously, you know. Shit.
Of course.
We saw the wire and shit.
But it's rare though.
Yeah.
I ain't waste too many products. I probably wasted maybe 20 recipes in my whole career, 13-year career. It's rare I throw shit away. It's very rare.
It's impressive stats right there.
It's damn near superpowers. I'm damn near manifesting when I'm in the kitchen. Like I got to zone out a little bit. I can tell
just by talking about it. I'm an energy person, so I could tell
it's passion.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Now everybody I talk, they're like, you're so passionate about this.
For sure.
Once again, it came from that. Now after I learned, I went and took my food handlers. I want to let y'all know I know how to handle the food properly, temperatures, bacteria, cross-contamination. I actually aced the test, 50 questions.
So boom.
This is still in the training phase.
You get in the kitchen that day.
Yup.
Y'all cook for the 400 men.
That's.
At that point, you had that moment of, this is what I'm going to do. I found it. I'm it.
Kinda.
Okay.
It was like, all right, this was cool.
Yeah.
But come back the next day. All right, let me bake some more. And then what it was he had a recipe book in the drawer that was just random recipes like chocolate chiffon, devil's food, red velvet, just random recipes. But the gift that Gino gave me, he didn't teach me just recipes. He taught me mixing techniques.
Okay.
Like the foaming method. The foaming method is when you take your whisk attachment and you mix eggs and sugar until it whips up and becomes frothy. The creaming method is when you take butter and sugar, when you mix that up and actually make a cream or a paste. That's typically the start of like chocolate chip cookie dough. That's typically the start of some cakes. The foaming method is typically the start of brownies, carrot cake, cookies, anything where you want to expand and get it airy. The two-stage method is when you take all your wet ingredients and mix it together, then all your dry ingredients and mix it together, then mix that together. So he taught me those 3 things on day 1. So I ain't need no recipes really. I just needed the amounts. I knew the order. It's order of operations.
So you was
it's order of operations. It's something comes first, and then something comes last. Pardon me. It's always the flour last because you don't want to overwork the gluten.
Right.
Anybody that puts it first is kind of like.
So at what point did you leave that facility and then?
If I learn how to bake,
what's it? Fresh Bake?
Fresh Taste Bakery. Ooh. Fresh Taste, and that wasn't even the original name at first. That's probably like the 3rd name.
How long you been going with that? Fresh Taste Bakery.
2017, 8 years.
Okay. So how long after when you get out? I don't want to mispronounce
the Doe Fund.
How long after that do you get right into that, or how was that process like getting out of the Doe Fund? And so
the Doe Fund was beautiful, bro, because the Doe Fund taught me all the things I was missing. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a resume till I was 25 years old.
Right.
And I didn't know what a cover letter was till I was 25 years old. Wow. And that's when I got my first both of them. And like my resume was so naked, like I said, I didn't have no prior really job experience. I had to put like blood spill technician and up north jobs up there, but I had to make it, I had to write it out a special way. No, but I wrote it out a certain way. I got taught to write it like I work for New York State Department of Corrections in this city. I didn't write it like a jail person. I wrote it like an employee.
Like nigga, he had a JIT number in there.
I wrote it out on the resume like I had a real job. Like I was going home at the end of the day.
They call it, you giving them the telelink number for the reference and all. You get the waters game.
I had it up there, real professional style, blood spill technician, all of that stuff. So
where was the location of your first job? Attica.
But that's a fact. But nah, but I learned these things there, and once I want to say, bro,
that story is elite.
Yo, bro, shout out
by accident. All of the shit you went through. Me personally, I'm coming home. Thanks, Mom. I'm taking an apartment. I'm Paul Bunyan. I'm a cut trees, act, saw, however you want it. We gonna figure it out from there. You said fuck all that. Went to 2-3 shelters, different boroughs, to end up in Brooklyn with 400 men.
Facts. And that's still a fast forward the version of the story, man.
We gonna, like I said, we gonna, you gonna come back. This ain't gonna be your last time with us. You family now, so this is segment 1. But go ahead and finish what you were saying. I still want to know that defining moment when you get out of the Doe Fund, now we get fresh to, even before the name, when you started actually making a business out of it. Because I want to dive into, you seem like you got a good business head on your shoulders.
Oh yeah, back.
So I want you to definitely take them to school on the business side of, being a baker. But before you get into that, I want to know, what was that defining moment when you got out of the program that you said, this is what I'm doing?
So really it was my first job, because I ain't gonna lie, when I left the Doe Fund, in my mind, coming from how we grew up, I'm thinking I'm be a 9-to-5 guy. All I knew was working. I ain't really know about running my own business. I thought I was going to be a chef at a restaurant or bakery. I thought that was kind of the only way. Yeah. I really wasn't even hip to entrepreneurship as far as thinking of selling my desserts. That was like not on my mind.
Yeah, I didn't even know that word back in the day, entrepreneurship. I never even heard of the whole word.
I actually worked for 5 years in restaurants, hotels, and bakeries. So I actually got real world experience in the game before I actually started my own shit. Like, I mean, and I ain't really.
You give us a list of some of them?
Absolutely. So like, I'm actually honored, and like my resume is crazy for someone that got robbery and crack sales.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, for sure.
Saying, like, that didn't go to formal culinary school, that took 3 free programs in New York City upon his release from jail. Like, my first job was La Ponco Titty, and I worked there for 2 months. They had me as a porter prep. I'm coming out of All-American varsity out the Doe Fund baker. I'm like, I got me washing dishes. I'm out of here. This ain't it. But I learned about commissary kitchens. Commissary kitchens in New York City is usually where they produce, because New York City has very high expensive real estate and small square feet. So the average facility can't produce high volume in Manhattan. Mm-hmm. That's why places like South Bronx, Long Island City, and Brooklyn exist. Most of the factories that are producing high volume stuff is out there, and they bring it to the city every day to sell a day's worth of product. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that was what was going on behind the scenes. Think about it. Why do you get ribs? If you go to the restaurant, order ribs, why do you at your table in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes when ribs take an hour or 2 to cook?
Yeah.
People don't think about that once you actually know how to cook.
We just trying to eat. We saucy. We just trying to get nice.
But once you start understanding, you start understanding a lot of stuff is pre-made, already shortcutted, prepped already, but you don't realize that.
You're not a fan of that?
I understand it.
Yeah.
But I like fresh stuff. I'm not really with the processed stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I like to say, man.
Double entendre.
I like to say, man, I went to prison for taking shortcuts in life. So I'm all about doing the work now.
So you want to
As a pastry chef, the process gets me the results. The deeper the process to a certain extent gives me higher quality. Shortcuts gonna give you some short work. You feel me? That's what I learned in life. So I'm all about the process now.
What is so what exactly do you specialize in as far as what do you bake? What's on the chef taste bakery menu?
Before I do that, right, let me finish that rundown of the companies, right?
For sure.
So I went from the Pond Quotidian to go work for the famous Zarvo's Bakery before they shut down. And that's when I learned about warehouse, high volume, because I went to the actual processing plant. They got like 5 storefronts, and then they was wholesaling, meaning like private labeling. And I worked in the packaging room. This is Hurricane Sandy, bro. I almost lost my job. Not to get into too much, but I left the Le Pond Quotidian to take the Zarvo's job, and then 3 weeks into that, Hurricane Sandy hit, and they was like, yo, we gotta lay you off. This is a union. You one of the last hires. I'm like, yo, I'm on parole. You can't, I just left my last job. What you mean? You about to have me out here stranded?
Don't do that.
And it was like, because I had a morning job mixing. It was like, you know what? Can you work nights? I said, yeah. It is like, we're gonna have you in the package supervisor. But once again, I'm telling you, I'm this super dope baker that now I'm dealing with only finished product.
So that's
only
not,
finished product. I'm not baking nothing at Zarvo's. But I learned the packaging game. I learned some shit over there though. I learned private labeling because Zarvo's, all the stores that they were selling product to, because we'll bake pies and then put other stores' labels on it.
Yeah.
So I was the one doing that. I actually put the labels on it. I knew which accounts they was. I started studying and I started seeing like, this is what they sell at retail, but this is what they sell at wholesale. So I'm starting to just learn the game. And then after that,
makes sense.
After that, I got tired of that because I'm like, yo, this is a sport. If you don't use it, you lose it, these skills. You feel me? So I took culinary classes. That's why I took so many, because I was working in this package room trying to keep my sauce sharp. So I'm like, let me go take another culinary program.
I'm not big, Let
me go do over here, take this class. While I was on parole, and that kind of helped me get through, because I always was training, I always was doing something. So from Zarvo's, I left there, but then went to go work for Rockefeller Center for the legend Thomas Keller for TKRG, Beauchamp Bakery. That's French Laundry, that's per se. I had a big conversation with one of my mentors because I actually pivoted to savory chef, which is actually cooking real food and not desserts, because I wanted to be a pastry chef.
I was going to ask you that too, so you know how to cook other stuff.
Absolutely, I'm a pastry chef that could cook.
Damn.
I'm like a one that could play the 2. I'm like a point guard that could play shooting. Feel me? Like,
how's your girl,
it's
man?
Pretty much that. She good, man. She blessed. She definitely good.
Yeah.
Nah, but working for Thomas Keller was super dope. He's like, he's been Chef of the Year 2 years in a row, Time Magazine. He's on the board, CIAA. Like, he's that guy, coast to coast. You feel me? So just having Thomas Keller on your resume, and to be transparent with you guys, I only worked for him for 4 months. And I had 2 hiring managers after that that said, yo, we only hired you because we seen you work for Thomas Keller. That's how powerful his name was.
Once again, association.
That's how powerful his and I learned a lot from him. I had to stay clean. There's certain etiquette. RTG means ready to go. You feel me? Just putting this culinary etiquette.
That sounds like some street shit.
Nah, etiquette, man.
Yeah, that's important.
Meaning, like, ain't no such thing. Like, if I'm over here prepping onions, we worked in show kitchens with a glass in Rockefeller Center. We got tourists out the ass.
Okay.
We right outside from the big tree and the ice skating ring.
Next.
The Today Show is right outside.
Yeah.
You feel me? Carson Daly and all that. They right outside. The big cameras flying around. People have to go around. That's right outside, you know? So they put me as a savory. I'm making the sandwiches, but the Doe Fund called me back. And I ain't gonna lie, I went to depression with that Rockefeller job, believe it or not, because I was working 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. with a 9 o'clock curfew with an ankle brace. I had no outside. I slipped into depression because it felt like I was working at the mess hall going back to my cell.
Yeah.
And I ain't see, only people I saw was on the train. Like, that shit was tough for a little moment. I ain't going front. Like, I had to shake that shit off, but it was tough. A couple months, I was like, I wasn't even moving accordingly how I was supposed to be moving. But despite how powerful that position was, I had to leave it and go get a daytime job because all I had was till 9 o'clock. So if I'm leaving at 8 o'clock, if I'm working till 9, I get home at 10 o'clock, I gotta lock in.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing.
That's
and then I gotta clock in at 11 a.m. It take an hour and change to get, so I'm out the door by 9.
Yeah, nah.
So I don't have no time for my life.
And then I was gonna ask you that too, towards the end, you know, mental health, that's a big thing, especially with somebody in your profession. Like, the demand is a lot of things, unless, you know, the actual cooking itself is therapeutic, unless you're doing something, your job is your passion. But, you know, I like to get into like some of the things people, what they do for mental health and mental clarity and to decompress and
coping skills.
Tactics.
Coping skills.
Well, coping is cool. Coping is cool, but as far as, because cope, I just feel like almost coincide with like just acceptance. Like I'm accepting that this is what it is, like as if it can't be changed. I'm more so like, how do you decompress at the end of the day when you're going through that slump or creative blockage, whatever it is that you're going through up top? What are some things that you do to get realigned or back ground level?
I ain't go from,
your
bro.
Mind, your focus.
My decompression, sometimes I just sit. I gotta sit down and relax. You know what I'm saying, I may partake on some cannabis every now and then.
Sure.
But like that's kind of how I decompress. Like kind of doing nothing. Like no lie, bro. This entrepreneur stuff, like especially with this pastry arts game, man. Sometimes it's very intense.
Yeah.
Especially because like I live on people's time. I live on deadlines. I gotta be here by this time with this. Done.
You please everybody.
I'm always on a deadline, so like that's pretty much what I do. I sell my time to people, so like I can't really do what I want to do because I got to be here by 8 o'clock, no matter what I want to do for myself, and I can't do myself thing till after I'm done with them.
That's every day,
for the most part, as long as I'm booked. Not every single day though.
Are you sad? I mean, well, obviously getting booked. That's you know the perks from getting booked. Is that something that I don't know? Are you content, or not necessarily? Are you happy with that? Or does it get to a point where you feel like you need a release, a break?
Nah. I get release because I know how to scale, I know how to automate, I know how to put a team in place, I know how to leverage other people's time.
Okay, that's important. But sometimes, like I said, your hand ain't everybody else's hand.
Well, that's why you gotta give out I give people my light work. You feel me?
Yeah,
I get rid of the light work and I keep the talent
work.
Well,
the icing is important.
Nah, they can wash dishes, clean up, deliver things like that, label things. But when it comes to talent stuff, I gotta teach you the talent things.
And you got a course? How does that work?
A course as far as what?
A course as far as teaching. Like how does that work?
Oh yeah. I mean one-on-ones. If you working for me, I'm gonna train you, so that ain't no cost to that.
How do they go about even working for you? Like what's that process like?
Oh man, I be doing interns. I go to schools. Yeah, I get SYP interns from the city. I done had a few of them, man. Dope kids coming through, teaching them the ropes. Like anybody that works for me, you gonna get way more than you anticipated. Because I'm gonna teach you the game, but I'm gonna teach you real facts. I'm gonna teach you real solutions, and I'm gonna teach you how to get money now. Like today, like even when I'm teaching these kids in culinary programs, like some paths is like we're gonna teach you this skill. We're gonna teach you how to get a certificate. We're gonna have you go get a job and all of that stuff. But some of these youth, young adults is in inner city housing right now. They're going through things right now. They need to make money right now. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I always be like, yo, let me show you how to make these plates rocking. Let me show you how to get a little side hustle while you got some money. Let me show you where to go get some packaging from. Let me show you where to go get cheaper material that's cheaper than the supermarket. Let me show you how to use them food stamps a little bit. You feel me? Because if that's all they got, man, they gotta do what they gotta do with it, man. Like so because we talk about survival here.
For sure.
And a lot of them, if they don't got these type of tactics, everybody may not agree with them, but there's worse things they could be doing.
It could be robbing, stealing.
You understand? So I try to encourage them and give them guidance in that, like,
What would be your advice to somebody who does want to become a pastry baker? What are some basics that they need to know in starting their baker journey?
Just master your craft. Take the time. Don't microwave it. Don't rush it. And this era with social media and celebrities and social media famous, like coming in my journey, man, it's an 8-year journey, bro. People be thinking this is a 2-year, 3-year, man. Like with my resume, bro, I be like, yo, nah, I had dudes come home from prison, watching me from jail. They doing their thing. They come home to try to hit the pavement and get to where I'm at. I'm like, yo, bro, stay down, master your craft, it'll come.
We get that a lot.
And they jump out, and then they jump out early. The craft not mastered, now they embarrassing themselves because the product ain't what it need to be.
And that's important. That's what I said. That's why I always say these conversations is so relevant, because you can't wish for another man's life or his results if you can't go through his process. Your process wasn't just 14,000 followers on the gram, this, that, and the third. Your process started from shelters and no plan.
X.
You know what I'm saying? So that's important that they see, like, this wasn't just every day. So when we try, some of the items that you bought for us to taste test and all that, that's years of pain, trauma, trials, tribulations, obstacles, hurdles that you had to get through just to get here.
I want to get back into more of that resume though, cause
for sure.
Like I know we chopping up on all different angles and stuff, but like From the time Miss Keller, I went back to that Doe Fund, and that was really like one of my peak positions because they gave me the time that I wanted. I think a 7 to 3 shift. But that was the first time I was actually able to be a staff member and an instructor. At 27 years old, I was the Doe Fund's youngest culinary instructor at the time. You feel me? And all my peers was older dudes in their 40s, like. But I was the youngest. But I was I don't even want to use the word like livest, but I see the most outspoken.
You need that,
and they respected my shit. You
Absolutely,
feel me?
Because sometimes it's hard cross marketing with the generations. It get tricky.
Nah, I was very outspoken, not for nothing, and I learned a lot, and I taught a lot of people. Like, and that's really where I realized I had a demand for what I was doing. That's really where I realized I could sell this, because up until that point, I was just on some work and stuff. But like, I started taking pictures and being proud of my work. But the Doe Fund is not a public facility. The people in the streets can't come in there and eat anything. It's the food for the clients.
So it's the people.
There's 400 men that live there. It's not a restaurant.
So it's all you getting the review, and then because sometimes you might not even trust they taste. You know, a motherfucker in the shelter might eat a raccoon with barbecue sauce.
We had a budget. We had a budget.
Okay, so
we had them eating brisket. They was eating brisket and ribs and all of that stuff. Like we was getting them right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But from there, like I ended up leaving there and going to work for Steven Starr restaurant. Steven Starr is another big restaurant. Steven Starr restaurant group. He's like one of the top restaurants based out of Philly in the world. Honestly, like I worked for his restaurant called Upland. He do like He works for like executive chefs and gives them their own like label. It's kind of like a Universal, Cash Money, Def Jam, Rockefeller. Right. Like that's what Steven Starr. Steven Starr give you a label deal. Yeah. But he's part of 50-50 split.
Of course.
But it's whatever you want to look like, your name, your cuisine, you the exec, but I'm 50-50 is gonna be part of my group.
So he gave you some leeway to create.
That's what he do as far as the deal goes, but I was just a member on that team.
Okay.
And we have food critics. We talk about top-notch, high standards, like VIPs. I'm doing tickets. Now I'm doing fine dining. Now I got the printout. I'm canella ice cream. I'm doing apple costadas and sorbets. And I'm making bread from scratch. I'm making scones. I'm making donuts. All of that type of stuff.
Every stop you made, basically, you picked up something and learned from
it. Absolutely. Yeah. Operation, understanding management. Then from there, I went to go work for Mylena with the Gramercy Park Hotel.
Okay.
That's another big job. And now them last two spots was on Park Ave, both of them. 28th and Park, 21st and Park. You talk about someone that got robbery and cracks, so my last two jobs was on Park Avenue, man. Like,
Park Ave.
And what I learned from that and what I can share with y'all is that, like, it's not about where you from, it's about being an asset and bringing value to the table, man. You can have somebody that went to culinary school, spent $100,000, but you can have Poppy that came over here no papers. If Poppy working that knife better than that $100,000 education, who you think getting a job?
Poppy.
This is what I was trying to tell you. Is one thing about culinary arts is one of the most forgiving industries, man. It's kind of like being in school and you got that jump shot, but your grades ain't that good. Coach gonna figure it out.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like that. If you got that ability,
you was that guy.
Facts.
Listen,
I was Ron Artest, Rasheed Wallace in the kitchen. Listen, like in fine dining.
Hey yo,
I was talented, but I might catch a tech or two. I ain't gonna lie.
For sure. Damn.
Might do 30-12, but I might have 2 techs in the process.
What's the worst part about the pastry business, in your opinion? What's the things that could be
the worst
better?
part?
What's something that could be better?
Probably inflation.
Well, yeah, don't help that one egg is shit. You just putting the eggs in the
absolutely.
All right, we good.
I got a couple vegan things, but not for nothing though. Going back to the drug game though, understanding how to survive in a drought taught me and prepared me for all of that type of stuff.
Okay,
so you're dealing with commodities, eggs, butter, sugar.
So everything with you is parallel universe type shit.
Because I already know, even going through the pandemic, even going through the pandemic, I doubled my revenue and made Good Morning America and just made such an impact in 2020 because in my mentality, and it sounds crazy, but I was moving like the feds rated. Like, you know how to, I don't know if you know what your town will feel like after the FBI done cleared it out. The whole town is hot. That's how I felt when they put the curfew, when everybody couldn't be outside and they was kind of on you a little bit. Like, I'm like, I kind of still got to get it. These bills got to get paid. I was safe, but I still had to get it.
What's your preference? Where do you cook? You cook at home?
Ghost kitchens.
Okay.
I started off at home. I've done both, man. I've done home. I've had ghost kitchens over the year. I've done my best to keep.
What is a
overhead.
ghost kitchen, by the way?
Oh, a ghost kitchen is typically a kitchen that you will not notice is there. If you walk it down the street, it's typically going to be in the warehouse. It's going to typically be somewhere that you're not going to know. But usually it's inspected by the health department. Department of inspection. The inspections is all in there. Nah, typically that's what makes it certified. You know, like it don't got to be a walk-in place, but it's a safe place where you produce. And typically they charge you per hour, like studio time.
Mm-hmm. And so so yeah.
I'd have been to like 5 of them joints, man.
Oh, we ain't gonna get the locations. I ain't gonna ask you, you know, just stay under the radar. I'm very observant, man. I see you got, you know, some accessories on there, man. Financial, what did I say over there, man?
Financial freedom, man. Ooh. Yeah, shout out to my brother, International 718, man.
International 718, who that?
That's my brother, man, Alex, man. He's out here doing the work when it comes down to financial literacy for the youth, for our people, and just making it understandable and showing it what it means, you know?
Let's talk about financial literacy for a while, because
I'm big on that.
I see that. And coming from, financial literacy wasn't the thing, I feel like, for me 10 years ago. That wasn't something that was even touched on. You didn't hear people even talking about it, financial literacy and things. Me personally, I became affiliated with those words, and like I said, I ain't Einstein or nobody like that, but you know, within the last 5 years, maybe COVID, shout out to the guys over at Earn Your Leisure, they most definitely branded and embedded that word in my brain. That's when I first started hearing those words. But let's talk about your journey in financial literacy, man.
So if I give credit to the Doe Fund, for making me a chef, I gotta shout out the 5 Ventures for making me an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Now, the 5 Ventures is another nonprofit organization that deals with men and women, but it's an entrepreneurship training program. So I was in it for basically like the incubator programs that now exist has become more popular, but in the beginning, this was like, they trained us with the equivalent of Harvard School of Business curriculum. They taught us how to do pitch competitions. They groomed us. Like I know SWOT analysis, executive summary, differential advantages, like this shit competition. Just
what's the program? What's it called? What's the nonprofit called?
Oh, the 5 Ventures, like the 5 Ventures. Okay. And with them, I was actually like, I'm a big barrier breaking excuse killer, man. They actually gave me the opportunity to go into Rikers Island twice with felonies to go be able to be a mentor, a motivational speaker, and walk back out. That's like walking in the lion's belly,
that's like
the belly of the beast, and walking out. Like I never even heard of that. Like that's a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, that is.
Honestly, like
as a felon,
as a 2-time felon.
Nah.
Walking in and out.
You're not even supposed to go visit inmates if you got a felon.
I'm in the day room next to the showers.
You're not even supposed to be around them niggas.
I'm in the day room next to the showers and the bunks. Like I'm on the count. I'm in a TV room. We chopping up like we is right here at the table, scratched up.
You fresh home though, really. You know how to deal with.
Couple years.
You know, when I say fresh home, meaning in there, you know how to deal with you know how to move in the jungle. You ain't your first. You know what I'm saying? Rodeo, so you know how to connect.
At that point, I was teaching brothers how to get where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Because the 5 really put this whole baking business to perspective for me because, like I said, they showed me how to actually turn this into what it is today, this Fresh Stage Bakery operation. Like I said, the Doe Fund showed me how to be a chef, but the 5 told me how to put the business to it and how to do my books and just make sure it's structured a certain way. You feel me? Being up on my taxes, understanding marketing, sales, management, understanding time management, understanding how to decompress. Yeah. It was a lot of lessons in the curriculum, but we did a lot of pitch competitions and Google.
What inspired you to even get in that? You just that 1-800-1855 call. You just.
Nah, that first brother that I told you, man. Shout out to my brother G-Rock, man. OG G-Rock from Northside Queens, man. That first brother that spoke to me when I got to the Doe Fund. Later down the line, he was like, "Yo, there's a program they got going on, but I can't make it. You want to go?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll go." Yeah. And at that time, I was doing any program I could just to survive parole, to keep myself busy. Yeah. Honestly, so I went to that one. The first one I'm there, Charlemagne was there. He was one of the guest speakers. And then after that, it was lit. Like, I actually left that job because of that. It was a whole different story. But the 5 Ventures really taught me how to make money and just be conscious of customers' awareness and just how to scale my company.
What's your opinion on, like I said, it's a lot of ways to get money nowadays. When you talk about financial literacy, there's a lot of different platforms. There's a lot of different, you can call them teachers, influencers.
Facts.
Who are some of the financial literals that you in tune with and that you use their knowledge to sharpen up your own personal business skills? You got Gary V.
Michael Gerber, that's Michael Gerber, man.
Okay.
The E-Myth.
Yeah.
If y'all know the E-Myth is about a baker.
Really?
Absolutely.
See, you taking me to school.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. This is what I tell the youth, man. Don't be like me, man. Somebody gave me the source, and me being too lazy to read a book, open up a book, I had this source for 2 to 3 years and was sitting on it. I'm going to corporate networking groups. I'm asking, can somebody help me with execution and strategy and execution? Sitting on this ebook, and one day I decided to open it up. Do you know that whole E-Myth was about strategies and execution?
God damn.
And I'm sitting on it for 2 years.
You had it. You've been there. You could have. But
That was an awakening for me. And I like to use my flaws and things where I might have slipped up and teach the youth, like,
Absolutely.
don't be like me, man.
Yeah.
And I send that E-Myth to people, watch it, because the E-Myth teaches you how to not be the technician of what you're doing. Like, just because you could cut hair to me, you could run a barbershop.
Absolutely.
Just
That's
because
important.
you could fix a car to me, you could run a mechanic shop. Just because you can bake a cake to me, you can run a bakery.
Yeah.
It's two different things. You got to understand management, marketing, sales. Just because you can do the technical side of it, or me, you can run the operational side of it. And that's what Michael Gerber teaches you. And too many people try to eliminate the boss and try to be the owner, but not realizing the boss is doing a lot more than the technical side.
Each level got to do, that's what I'm saying, you got to sit in that seat. That's why in teamwork, I feel like, in business, I feel like teamwork is very important, because when you talk about winning championships on any team, any sport, it's not just one person. Everybody's role is different. If your specialty is rebounding, I don't want you bringing the ball up because maybe the motherfucker that's bringing the ball up is on getting his highlights look cooler. Like, nah, get the rebounds. The goal is to win.
Facts.
Do you have a team?
Yeah, I got a small team.
Yeah, small team.
I had a couple of teammates over the years. I remember I'm 8 years in business. We started this in 2017.
For sure.
So I done had a few different team members, but I got 2 people that rock with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's important.
I'm scaling back up though.
Yeah.
Like right now, we getting ready for national distribution. We shipping there. We'll get into that.
Ooh-wee.
The bakery is running smooth, man. Fresh Taste Bakery, freshtastebakery.com, man. So now today, I've created this online bakery and dessert catering platform. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Fresh Taste Bakery is based in the East Harlem area, centralized to the city, but we supply all 5 boroughs. Of course, hometown 914.
Yeah, we gotta get up
Listen,
on that.
people put that 10566 zip code in, you're gonna get half price on your shipping. I'll tell you that much. That's my gift to the town.
We was also talking off camera about this Nothing's Normal promo code. You want to go ahead and drop that on them, man?
Oh yeah, so it's part of, all y'all listeners out here that take the time to join the pack, to tap into the platform, the Nothing's Normal platform. I got a shout out, I got a discount for you guys, 10% off anybody that's actually interested in tasting some of these amazing products, like our carrot cake cookies, our banana pudding, our alcohol-infused cupcakes, like Google Casamigos cupcakes, Douce cupcakes, and see what site that bring out to you. I gotta come to me, because I'm the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
But all y'all listeners, we got a 10% off discount. Nationwide too, man. Nationwide. This ain't just a 914
shit.
thing, man.
Okay, that's
nationwide, man.
Yeah.
All the way to New Year's, man. 10% off with code Nothing's Normal on freshtastebakery.com, man. And that's for pickups, deliveries, and national shipping, man.
So a motherfucker could be on Albuquerque sitting on a cactus and order some Fresh Taste Bakery.
Facts. As long as they put
That's
it in,
hard.
they can get that Fresh Taste Bakery banana pudding or
That's
them Layers
hard.
Deluxe cake jars, which come in vegan, alcohol-infused, and premium flavors.
Yeah.
We just launched our first little lineup, but then as we go forward, we'll be switching out, because I got tons of recipes, man. I feel like Lil Wayne when it comes to these recipes. These nothing but track. These ain't nothing but song. Each
You got the
recipe is a
drought
song.
season. You got the Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne got a lot of mixtape.
That's how I feel about these recipes, bro. Like, and I got platinum hits.
That's important.
I got hits.
We gonna see.
I got
I'm
platinum
looking
hits.
forward
son.
to
Like,
finding out.
I got
Yo,
the work speaks for itself. Like the whole journey, man. I've been building this company around a product that was already ahead of me. That's really all I've been
you
doing.
believe in your product too. Like this. Confidence is like cologne. You got the good shit, and then you got the shit that's not really. It's like, oh nah, you don't really feel that way. You feel that way, man.
It ain't stepped on, bro. I deal with the finest ingredients, man. This is pure product, bro. Like I said, we don't take no shortcuts. Every fruit filling, every cream, like everything I make from scratch, bro. Like, and that comes back to my old lifestyle, man. I know what it is to buy grams off somebody, and you at their mercy of the quality of the product, because whatever they did, they could have did the Master P ghetto. Don't force all that baking soda into it, give you that chalk, and if you don't know how to cook yourself, that's what you got to do.
That's when you get the. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I'm always been about feedback, even if it came from my drug addict customers, like, which I thought about that, what's this, what's that. And they'll tell you, everybody got garbage, the hood got garbage, you the only one with this, or this is that, or this ain't good. So I always been tight with feedback, even when it comes to this dessert shit. So I knew going to get my own work and cooking it up myself, nobody in my hood had my product.
You can't
I ain't have to
like
worry about nobody having what I have, because I'm not even selling this. So you feel me? It's the same with these cupcakes. You can get a cupcake 100,000 places in New York City. But you ain't
this, all kind of shit.
But you got to come. That's procaine. That's stepped on. That's basuda. That's basuda.
Twinkies, so your shit.
That's processed. That's dirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about gourmet boutique. High-end stuff. You feel me? Like, this is handcrafted art over here. They got to come to me for that. Like, and that keeps his price value, you know, and that's what I bring the game, man. I bring that masculine black male energy to this pastry game, because we red, man. Yeah, we not really there, man. It's typically a lot of white girls in this sport, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I seen, even in my 9-to-5 career, like, I always was this present. That was the whole no to Rashid Wallace Serrano test.
It's crazy.
I would get the job done. I had the talent, but they'd be like, yo, he's a strong, big black man, his energy. And
what is he doing making cupcakes? Like, hey, wait a minute. That's not the chef.
Yo, the urban black man is not in fine dining, though.
Yeah.
We got Africans, you got Caucasians, you got Asian, you got Hispanic, but the urban black male like us, we're rare. They don't give us that many chances, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like, for whatever reason.
Do it. Look at him, man. He did all the things that y'all glorify: going to jail, selling drugs. He did all of that. More 1, 2, 3, 4. You know,
yo, bro.
So
now
if he could do it. Come on, man.
You gotta hit a resume,
in that
bro.
kitchen, baby.
We done catered the Super Bowl 2018 NFL alumni brunch. I got that on my resume. Fashion Week in DC, CIAA in Baltimore. Man, like, Chris Breezy's tour chef for New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. He's a fan of the banana pudding. Like, on that one of them one tours with him and Baby. Shout out to my man Chef Rel. He was on the food. I was on the dessert.
So this ain't no horseplay, man.
Nah, I got, man. Yo, shout out to Rick Ross, man. Rick Ross, he really, like, gave me that stint back in 2016. Like,
it's before you was skinny, right?
Yeah, I believe so, because
how you running it? How that?
So I jumped into the alcohol-infused cupcake early. Like, I was nice with that early in the game, and I realized it was an open market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I started working with, like, some of the alcohol companies, like Tito's Vodka, Barefoot, Bubbly. I'm a brand ambassador for Plus Vodka. Ooh. Shout out to Malcolm and the gang. That's actually how we did the NFL Super Bowl. I'm saying, because we got one of the partners is a legend.
My Fresh is a legend, my guy.
Facts. I'm Honduran, so I've been in the Honduran newspaper overseas. I've been in the French news, New York Post, some Crack the Cupcakes, Black Enterprise.
Crack the Cupcakes. That's what we're going to name this joint, too.
Facts, man. For Crack the Cupcakes, man. Gotta let y'all know we ain't glorified, but I gotta let y'all know when y'all see me around the clientele, when y'all see me around corporate America, when y'all see me in these rooms, understand where it really came from and how far we came to get here. Like, that's really my emphasis on that.
That's a testimony. I forgot who it was that told me there's no testimony without a test. I forgot which one of y'all told me that. One of y'all told me that, one of my guests.
Yo, real quick, let me give you this one too, bro, right? So there's an organization called the SHRM, which is the Society of Human Resource Management. Shout out to all my SHRM members and everything, man. I've been
SHRM.
Yo, but it's SHRM.
That's a good way to make it sound better. Call a nigga SHRM. What? Wait a minute.
Nah, that's the Society of Human Resource Management. They set the tone for HR. Everybody that's HR at any company honestly in the country.
Not to cut you off. Any coffee recommendations? I'm a big coffee guy, man.
I'm Bustelo, bro. I ain't going front.
I'll say last time.
I'm a Bustelo guy. But I like tea personally.
Okay.
Harney and Sons.
Tea and
Harney and Son Blooming tea. That's my favorite. Shout out to them.
Okay. Yeah. You're gonna be my food resource. Yo, listen, is this spot sanctuary? Nah, go down. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's
back to what you were saying though.
Nah, that's a fact. As far as the SHRM goes, I done catered that holiday party the last 10 years, bro.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I get it, yo. Y'all funny, but yo. Don't do that. Don't do that, because the SHRM is a big deal, man.
I'm from the bird. The SHRM mean a lot of things. I know a guy named SHRM. I know this.
That's a fact.
There's a lot of sherm going on in the county, man. Shout out to.
We call it water where I'm from, man.
For sure.
But
but
you
know my hood.
If y'all want to talk about it,
you familiar with the area?
Absolutely.
That is where the Olympic swimming pool is, right there in the Berg.
They used to call me Fresh Phelps, but for another reason. You feel me? Nah, but I was just trying to say for the sherm, I've been catering there probably the last 10 years. They can't do it without me. I just did it this year. And I usually do I do a lot of panels for them too. Okay. They had a panel called the Undiscovered Talent Pool. And they talked about how people with criminal backgrounds can actually be more qualified than people that are not.
Yeah, that's an experience. A criminal background, I mean, a crime is a crime. There's all kind of crimes out there. There's one experience and you got caught. You know what I'm saying? How many people that, you know what I mean? So I'm not big on classifications and shit like that.
Yeah, but labels in that culture is a big thing.
It is. I hate the fact that it's like that because, it's bittersweet because like I said, if I'm taking my child to a daycare center and you got, a scrape on your resume, I don't give a fuck if you're a recovering scraper or none of that. Nah, so I get it. But yeah.
But as far as with them though, I was actually, what you said, I was actually the one on that board that actually, because everybody was loving me. They already fell in love with me. Middle-aged white women, they love Chef Fresh. They love the desserts. They're already comfortable. They get happy when they see me. But a lot of them didn't know my background at that time, up until that point.
That's
so now,
too.
When I'm sharing it, bro, I'm on a board with people from the Obama administration, people from Checker, people from the Doe Fund, people from 500 Jobs. Like, I'm the only one that probably had a background. But what I said to them was like, yo, what are we talking about, a label here? Like this is learned behavior. Like, they talk about, the dude with the felony may be violent, may do this, may do that. But you got people, once again, that are highly qualified, that are there, that are non-violent. You understand, like that? So, and I also talked about, like, what's the difference between people in here and a felon? Besides what you just said, the fact that they got caught.
Hello.
And that shut the room down. I felt like AI at the press conference. When you talk about practice, like, that's how I felt like. Literally said like this.
That's what Nothing's Normal is about. I mean, a lot of shit is circumstantial. If somebody grew up a certain way and that's all they know, I said this on Dog in the Yard, if a little boy is with his mom and her EBT don't be hitting and, she might slide the pack of noodles, he grew up watching his mom steal, so in his eyes, that might be okay. So you never know. So that's where the backstory is very important. You grew up, like I said, different. Your story is literally all over the place. For real.
So think about this. So imagine the impact that I had with them already felling me, already jacking me, already rocking with me. Yeah. That actually opened their eyes because they like, this is somebody we rock with and we trust him. And he went through that. Wow, maybe it isn't such a bad thing.
He's special. Something about him to go through all that and project this level of light is not normal.
I changed some perspectives that day. I definitely changed some perspectives that day for sure.
Yeah.
And, bro, I'm a big advocate on doing the work. You don't understand. I'm volunteering. I go to school citywide, Long Island, Westchester, jails, HIV clinics. My assignment since 28 years old, God been blessing me with all these opportunities, these celebrity moments, not just for my own selfish gain, but to be able to have a louder voice, to be able to be on a higher platform when it comes down to delivering this message that anything is impossible if you do the work. It don't matter where you come from, if you put the work in, if you add value, if you become an asset. That's my message, man, and just to show them that you can come from the mud and be successful, man. Like, shout out to my titi Wendy, man. God bless her dad. She had a scripture for me, man. He who was last shall be first. He who was first shall be last, man. I'm the one they counted out, man.
That's a fact.
I'm the one they counted out. I'm talking about, I was the one on probation, parole early in high school. They was looking at me funny. Now, a lot of them, they done bought cakes for me. I done did wedding cakes for them. Like, you understand, bro. Like, my last 3 jobs I got fired from, but you know what? God brought them all down to their knees. All of them either apologize, order from Fresh Taste Bakery, or now we talk boss to boss, business to business.
Some things is just out of the hands of flesh. Another person can't define what's in store for you. That's in your hands.
This is definitely a God-given spiritual journey, man. That's why. That's also what builds my faith. I'm very much a faith-driven man. I don't deal with fear. I'm a law of attraction, manifestation kind of brother, man. If I'm focusing on anything, you will attract it. So if I'm so concerned and concentrated on the fear, the doubt, the failure, laws of attraction says that's what I'm gonna get.
You're not living that way. That's a miserable way to think.
I'm kind of like when Morpheus and Neo was on the roof, man. They used on the jump to rooftop to rooftop. That's my dream right there.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned with the 20-story fall. I'm concerned with the other side of that roof.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to manifest this jump. But I feel like my opinion is any ounce of my body that's concerned with this fall is a percentage that I could actually receive the fall.
Absolutely.
Even if it's 20-80, 60-40, 70-30.
All my energy is going into completing.
I need 100 over there. Something. That's what they call you crazy. You don't even think about the fall. Why should I?
I mean, what's crazy? You know what I'm saying? You gotta think everybody's fantasy is somebody's reality. If you could think of it 9 times out of 10, it happens somewhere in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Wow.
But you gotta break the ground. That's how you lead by example, man.
Yeah. As we wrap it up, man, before we get your final words, when it's all said and done, if there is an end game, what's Chef Fresh? What is Chef Fresh Taste?
Fresh Taste Bakery.
Fresh Taste Bakery. When it's time to retire, where do you see Fresh Taste? Do you see a facility, multiple facilities? Where do you see it at the end of the road? At its height, at its peak?
That's a good question. At its peak, man, international, man. Production in Africa, production in Madrid, Spain. You feel me? That's like the closest. I done studied this shit already. Like that's like the closest port from this side over there to get product in Europe into those continents over there.
Who are you gonna pass? Do you have children?
Yeah, I got children.
Okay. Are you gonna pass down? Who's gonna take the recipes when you know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking my daughter, but I'll be honest with you, man. Like the difference between me and a lot of people, I created a personality and a brand. I'm Chef Fresh.
It's only you.
The company is Fresh Taste Bakery, but Chef Fresh can always sell Fresh Taste Bakery and still be me.
I'm talking about as far as the product, as far as the taste. Like I said, we're gonna get into it. I'm pretty sure, we come into Fresh Taste Bakeries for specific reasons, specific tastes, your recipes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna just go get a cupcake, I might go to Carvel or something like that. I'm coming to you to get that good shit. Like are you gonna pass those recipes down? Or are you gonna, start a school, teach people how to, I don't know.
I mean, I gotta see how it flows because we still on the come up, you feel me? Sure. So it's like, I got an exit strategy already in mind, but I'm going as far as I can with national distribution. My whole thing is just putting product everywhere, making it accessible and increasing the awareness of it because we already know it's fire. Sure. Right now, I just want people to get it as fast as they want and to be aware of it.
Well, look, let's
nationally, internationally.
As we wrap it up, let us know where to follow you, what you got coming up, events, where can they find you, how can they get in contact with you? And then we're going to leave off with your final words to the culture, man.
Nah, for sure. Y'all could definitely find me on Fresh Taste Bakery. Y'all can actually Google me on Fresh Taste Bakery. Yeah. We come up. You can Google my name, Chef Fresh, Antwoin Gutierrez. There's tons of articles that's going to come up. Fresh Taste Bakery on all the socials. Definitely place an order. If you guys need birthday cakes, custom cakes, like I said, you can get a cupcake anywhere in New York City. A birthday cake, people come to me for the experiences. I got 5-star reviews on Google. Like, I actually take my time with my customers and actually like give my all and make sure the experience is airtight. Like, so definitely keep us in mind and don't forget that nothing's normal. Code for that 10% off on all orders up to New Year. So. Got
okay, so you got some time, baby.
Definitely.
I know you're out there trying to get fit. I'm actually about to break my diet. It's low carb. I do low carbs during the week, but
listen.
We got some items. We gonna get nice.
Hey, listen, we got vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, THC. Damn. I do alcohol infused. You feel me? Like I'm a culinary chemist for real. It's not really no niche we can't do. Like later on, you asked what's the future? Dog biscuits, energy bars, protein bars. I do lactation cookies and brownies for nursing mothers. Producing breast milk, like
okay.
You understand? Like I'm an entrepreneur, bro. Like
this ain't no
people that really know this bakery was really just a vehicle, man. It goes back into that hustle.
Yeah.
That culinary hustle. That's my mantra now. Culinary hustle, man. Food, drinks, dessert, edibles.
Let's work.
I don't sell no drugs.
Yeah, nah. Wow. Final words, man. I'm gonna give my final words. What's something you want to leave the people with?
Real quick, let me ask you this question.
Of course.
So, you closing it out, but we still got to do that. You don't want to close out after that?
Oh, yeah, we can close out after that.
That's what I said, because you about to close it out now.
Oh, no, I was going to close it out, and then we was going to do, you want to run it like, okay.
I would close to that segment, and then, because I'm going to do a setup, and we're going to be back here.
Okay, so let's get it.
Shit, so that's another little, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
So let's do it. The camera rolling? So, Nothing's normal. We had our first live taste testing, man. Live taste testing. Fresh brought us over some of his I don't even call these pastries, cookies and puddings and everything. What we got over here, man?
All right, so
what's up?
I had to bring the signature
gloves on, man.
Yeah, keeping it safe around here. The world famous carrot cake cookies is in the building. If you know, you know. Those is here. If you got any walnut allergies, be aware, because I'm always conscious of that. So, but if y'all don't got no nut allergies, it's about to be the best cookie you ever had.
Okay.
Now, if anybody knows about Fresh Stage Bakery, I know we real famous with these cupcakes. So now is my newest product, this Layers Deluxe line. This is our actual, all the best selling cupcakes that I ever had. And trust me, I checked the numbers. Like, this is data-wise. The best selling cupcakes, we converted them over to now a shippable version. That's layers of just cake, creams, and fillings that I actually made from scratch. So this is Layers Deluxe. Today we got strawberry banana pudding on deck. I got the red velvet. I got the Don Julio 1942 infused vanilla. I got vegan vanilla. I got strawberry crunch, and I also got cookies and cream. So they come in vegan, they come in premium flavors, and they come alcohol infused as well as our banana pudding.
You over 21, right?
Yeah.
Gotta make sure
I got a baby face like that. That's crazy.
I have to say, get him the virgin.
That's a
one,
compliment.
man.
That's a compliment.
Yeah,
I take it.
Get my dog a virgin pudding.
I'm Asian. Asian well.
Yeah, let's talk about the platform, man. This is important, man.
Now that's that New York Post from Crack the Cupcakes article during the pandemic.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I got that March 2020, you feel me? So that was my trophy of how I survived this thing, and just really just my break into society and into this real corporate market, like, you know, and just really taking it to the next level. So
for sure.
Let's dig in, man. What y'all on first? We're here for the feedback, man.
I'm going for here first. We going right there. I've been smelling it since he popped it. What you want something?
I got it. This is the red velvet.
Yeah, that's red velvet.
I gotta go with the red velvet.
Banana pudding.
Shout out to my uncle Cake Man Raven too, man. World's famous red velvet from Harlem, in the Guinness Book of World Record holder for the world's largest red velvet cake. So,
all right, look,
my
man.
big homie.
Unbiased opinion only.
He ain't never had this before.
This is the carrot cake cookie.
Carrot cake
This
cookie.
is the signature.
Signature.
Let's see what's going on. I almost said something that's not appropriate, though.
I hear that smack.
It's very rich. Very texture, just great.
Damn.
That's hot. That's pure raw. That's that pure work right there.
What are you saying? Rush out to buttercream, snakeskin buttercream. Damn.
I tried a lot from him, but I ain't
My
tried
grandma's
shit.
not gonna like this because I never ate my grandma carrot cake. Never.
I only battle with grandmas and aunties. You gotta have the big bicep to talk any type of banana pudding thing.
Yo, bro.
Which one is that?
Strawberry banana
Oh,
pudding.
that strawberry banana pudding. I seen that on the timeline today too, man. Fresh Stage Bakery on Instagram, man. We promote.
Oh my
No, this is
God.
very good.
I appreciate it.
Woo.
This their first time having. It's very unbiased.
I don't
wasn't
eat
even-
carrot cake, y'all.
I wasn't even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a war
For cake.
What's she trying? Yeah.
Red velvet.
with the cream cheese frosting too. Like you said.
What's
it's
this in
rich.
here?
The same filling in there. No baked cheese.
This ain't no oatmeal cream pie. This ain't that.
Nah.
Mm.
I don't know. One of my
What you got going on back over there?
Damn.
He claimed it.
Yeah, behind the camera, he's
That's
going
cookies
crazy.
and cream. That's chocolate. So that's chocolate moist cake with the cookies and cream.
All right, nobody else can try nothing else. It's going home with me. Alex, wrap it up, man. Cut.
Oh,
Got a gatekeep.
Don't worry.
that's some plain Jane banana pudding, man. Shout out to Chris Breezy, man.
Which one's the banana?
You trying to get back on that next store, Breezy? For that prudential style, man. Holla at me.
Would you say was your
That
best seller
cookies and
again?
cream drink.
Carrot cake cookie and my banana pudding right now.
No, that's the Oreo.
So if this is, think about like,
No, man.
oh yeah, those.
I ain't had one of these in so long.
He's different. Boy is different. Boy is different. Hey, yo, we gotta
That's the
have
only
him.
one I
Hey, yo,
can't eat, but
all jokes aside, if you rock with me, if you got a function, man, I don't care what it is, kids parties, Billy B's.
All that. And I bring the cake there.
Yeah.
Drop right off the Billy B.
Nah, man, you gotta do one of the events, man.
Absolutely.
Hell nah.
Long distance love. We send things to your boo at her job. Hubby gifts, all of that thing.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
usually don't even do cups like that.
Huh?
Damn. So I ain't get no banana pudding. Huh?
That's that strawberry banana. Oh, no, this is banana pudding. This is the strawberry banana pudding right here. That's
Oh,
what
this
you
is
looking
okay.
for.
Okay, here we go.
This is the plain Jane banana. This is the vegan cake.
Here we go.
Oh, let me get the vegan.
That's that vegan
Anybody else?
vanilla right
Nobody
here.
want the vegan, right?
Yeah, that's
Nobody
vegan.
else want it. I know y'all want it, but
That's no egg, no butter, no milk.
Oh my God.
And if I ain't tell you that, you probably wouldn't even know. Yeah, that's real cuts. That ain't the Bill Cosby bullshit, bro. That's real work right there. Nah, look at Spade go.
Yo, bro, I'm different, bro.
Yo, listen, man, that's normal.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This is nothing's normal. This is not a normal carrot cake cookie, man.
This ain't normal desserts. I tell you that, man.
Bobby Flay, watch out, huh?
And I'm very competitive, so I'm always down for a blind taste.
So you ready to do a cook-off and all that?
Anybody that feel like they better, because I know it's a couple people be watching like, yo, he out there.
I ain't gonna hold you. You got some coconut chicken?
Oh, yeah. When I do the brunches, man, shout out to Ladies Love Good Food Tour, man.
Ladies love good food, tour.
Yeah, I had a celebrity brunch popping off last year. I had to park for a second.
What we doing this summer, man?
Yo, listen, we might do that. I got a couple of things going on. And we doing markets, too. The party's going to be out in New York City at a few different markets, Harlem Night Market, Queens Market.
Hey, yo, this rice a bestseller for a reason, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yo, people be looking for those, bro.
This might be from crack to crack, man. He lying. He's still doing that shit, man. He's still doing it, man. This is the proof.
Hey, yo.
So you bought the bottle of beer.
Yo, bro. It saved my life, bro. This is like, you know how they say when you got an addiction.
This is love.
And you got to find an alternative to your addiction. Like people eat sunflower seeds to fight the cigarette cravings or something. This is helping me with my drug dealer cravings, bro. Because trust me, bro.
I can tell. Cause
this wean me
This is a
over.
perfected resume. This ain't stepped on. This ain't none of this. Ain't that shit I was watching The Wives the other day. Stringer, man. This shit wasn't in it.
What's the
this
first
ain't
thing
that.
my man say? Yo,
this that
rich.
Prop Joe shit.
Rich.
This
That's
that shit the Greeks was getting, man. And why season
It's
2?
pure work, bro. They ain't stepped on. I got the finest, bro. Like,
Damn. Let me get some. Let me try some regular banana pudding, man. I gave that one to my boy.
You don't eat carrot cake?
Nah, I can't eat the walnut too, right?
Oh, you got
I gotta be careful with
Okay,
it.
yeah. This right here,
this
set
is
it
the
off.
strawberry banana pudding. That's not the strawberry banana pudding over here.
Damn, Con.
That's not the red velvet.
The thing is,
I ain't
you
even
can't
eat dinner. This
you
ain't
can't
cool.
even sleep on the vegan.
Now I need to see that.
This is,
Yeah.
I think the vegan taste, not to compare, but
Compare my brother.
I'm feeling the vegan more than I'm taking like the red velvet, and I always go for red velvet. So
That's a good feedback, bro. I appreciate that. And like I said, if I don't tell them it's vegan, they don't.
yeah, it doesn't.
They will eat it and devour it. Like I feel like sometimes when they know, they kind of like, oh,
I don't know.
the other one.
No, this is great.
I have people like, yo, where's the vegan so I don't go over there? I'm like,
How long
damn.
does it
I'm
take
only
you to-
eating this slow because I'm on camera.
How long does it? I listen. They gonna look at me like, man, this thing. Ain't
Like 5 of them.
they ain't gonna play with me. It is what it is.
And
This
he's
is
taking
great.
all the jars with him too.
Oh, absolutely. How long? How long does it take you to perfect a recipe? How long did it take you to perfect that?
I'm like, hold, I can do it one take.
Nah.
can do it one
take.
Competition ready, bro.
Damn.
Competition ready. You can throw a recipe at me and I'm gonna knock it out.
Oh my
Quick,
God.
some
You can
pop
taste it.
sauce.
I love butter. I put butter on anything. I put butter on my baby mom if
Real
I could.
buttercream, bro.
I put butter on her if I could. I could taste the butter. Damn. Shit.
I get bricks
Yo.
butter, man.
All 10s down the line, man.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Everything
8
on
plus,
here.
plus.
Fresh Taste Bakery. This won't be your last time seeing me. Listen, it's the wrong time to be catching me too, man. It's about to be summertime. It was about to be shred up season, but we're gonna have to put that on hold. We're gonna start the diet plan maybe
Yo, listen, but keep it a buck.
maybe next year.
Keep it a buck. Though. How sweet is this stuff though? Let's talk that though. Sugar wise.
Man. See, I wasn't like I said, it was wow.
I consider myself sugar conscious. My mom's a type 1 diabetic.
So it's definitely not too. Oh, really? My sister's
So I'm
type
very
2.
sugar conscious, and I know how to make sugar alternatives.
Yeah.
I'm into monk fruit sugar. I'm into coconut palm sugar. None of that xylitol, sorbitol, none of that man-made stuff that your body can't process. We need something from nature.
It wasn't too. It was perfect, bro. I don't even use that word. This was
I like
perfect.
to say,
Absolutely.
I sell flavor, not sugar, man, in these desserts. That's my thing. I mean, once you taste vanilla,
Yeah.
once you taste the buttermilk and stuff like that, not just sugar.
This is buttermilk
Absolutely.
USA.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Yo, man. It's skills, and then there's gifts. There's things that you could acquire throughout time and experience and dedication, and then it's just something that God just put there. I think God put a freaking pastry right in on your birth certificate. Like, they probably signed your shit with icing instead of ink. You did that. You one of them ones, man.
Once again,
I don't say that. I don't just get that out. If it was nasty, I would have told him cut the camera off, and I just would have told you it was nasty behind the scenes, and this part would have never came out. This was it, bro.
Nah, I appreciate
This
it.
is God right here.
Absolutely.
This is God.
Ordained. Yo, bro, I get special prayer with my hands.
Yeah.
My entrepreneurial spirit. I don't get that cookie cutter prayer, man. My prayer warriors is real strong, bro.
Yeah. You got to keep them things, know what I'm saying? I don't know if you charge them when you go home, if you take them off, but keep them things safe, man.
And I'm glad y'all got an opportunity to hear the story.
Yeah.
To understand the origins and everything I had to go through to even get here, man.
We don't taste no pain. You don't taste no pain. Pause.
The
But
fruits
you
of
know,
the labor.
it's, absolutely.
The fruits of the labor.
Yeah, there's no pain there. Wow. So, we can cut the cameras off and just put my stuff to the side. I'm taking the whole...
You got a good closeout? You got a good closeout, son?
Wow, this was a special episode. Like I said, our first live tasting. Wow.
Yo, next time Rashad and Troy in the town, they gotta come get some of these.
Yeah,
man.
no, ain't no,
Get some of
yeah.
that 914 love, my brothers.
Yo, listen.
Earn your pastries.
Earn your pastries.
Nah, that's fine.
Studio guys don't play no games, man. You never know the guys is real spontaneous. You get that call, they might tell you, listen, I need 500 cookies. You better be ready. That's all.
We need that Invest Fest.
You need a booth. You need a booth. We need a booth. I'm gonna give my boy Ab, man. He usually handle all of those things, man. He the point. He facilitate.
That's a fact.
Earn your pastries. Wow. Special episode today. It's always love when I'm dealing with the county. You know, we county boys. Man,
looking good right there in that frame for you too. Bro.
it's hard to, like I said, the plaque. This is damn. I gotta close it, but I just don't want to close it out normally. Like this is nothing's normal right now.
This is the honor though, bro.
This was an honor for me too.
This meant a lot for me being somebody from Peekskill, from the 9 that's really making my strides in the NYC. You know what I'm saying? Really rocking through these 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
But always repping the 9. And real people from 914 know we can go anywhere and we're gonna represent and kick them doors. And you feel me? So I'm with y'all, man. We here representing strong on Nothing's Normal.
Fresh Taste Bakery, man. I'm here. Nothing's Normal promo code. I'm gonna be using the promo code for myself.
Nothing's Normal at freshtastebakery.com for 10% off, man.
It's worth it.
All year long.
It's worth it. Trust me. He got one of them ones.
First, and there's plenty more items that's not here. That's on the menu, so please tap in.
Oh, he coming back. This gonna be this reason we got to get him back. We gonna go on a Fresh Taste Bakery taste testing tour, man. We need everything, man.
I have to bring you out on the day of life with me one day with the cameras.
Oh,
man.
come on, we gonna pull up.
The
We might need a behind the scenes. I want to see you make this. I gotta see history. This is like getting baptized or something like that. Watching it. I need to see it. Nothing's Normal podcast, Fresh Taste Bakery. Like I said, it's all love. This won't be your last time seeing us with him. He family now. We appreciate him for definitely blessing our camera with his presence and his story. He's got a story. Like I said, we only really scratched the surface. There's a lot more to learn over time. You know, we'll get to learn him more. Like I said, Fresh Taste Bakery, getwithhim.com. Please try his pastries, his cookies, his ice cream. I don't care what he make, man. He can make a candle. I'm going to try to eat that. Nothing's Normal podcast. Until next time, we love y'all, man. Signing out. You did that, bro. Yo, I gotta shake your hand, man. Gloves off. You did that, bro.